Welcome everybody to the Shut Your Mouth Lounge, episode number 72. It's me, I'm Alex. I got here with me, I got Volc,
Hey.
I got Addy,
I am stuck in hell.
and Pink.
Hey there.
Hey, it's all four of us together for this podcast of a variety of topics, almost all of which are going to be excluding at least one of us. Let's just get in there. Hey, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order from Respawn.
Respawn, what have they worked on?
Was Respawn not the team assembled out of old Call of Duty Modern Warfare devs?
Might be.
So
Star Wars, Galactical Warfare.
Galactic.
I mean, hey, that probably would have been better than Battlefront 2,
Right.
which is not a difficult proposition. But supposedly, well, first of all, specifically the name Fallen Order calls to mind Knights of the Old Republic a little bit, doesn't it?
Yeah.
This feels like it's trying to build off that legacy, you know? Without actually bringing in BioWare, because now EA has BioWare making their Destiny ripoffs.
Right.
Naturally, a BioWare specialty. When I think BioWare, I think shooter looters.
I'd be surprised if you didn't think that.
Can we make shooter looters not a thing anymore, except for Borderlands? Just let Borderlands do it and let nobody else touch the genre. Like, I'm not even a fan of Borderlands, but I'll admit Borderlands does it well. But, ugh. So, this is already developing to be quite a thing, because EA's very first, when they announced it, was specifically what they tried to build as kind of its pseudo tagline is no microtransactions, no loot boxes, no multiplayer.
Is this even an EA game anymore? What the heck?
Oh no, the evil elves of the 12th universe took over EA.
I'm pretty sure EA was the evil elves of the 12th universe. I have no idea what you're talking about there, but okay. Sounds like an accurate descriptor. So, obviously, first of all, that's gotta be bullshit, right?
Right.
We want to say, like,
It's not possible in modern times to make a game that doesn't have microtransactions of some sort.
it genuinely is. And I know you were saying that in, like, a cynical perspective, but, like, video games cost so fucking much to make nowadays. And, like, publisher expectations are so high. Like, I think BioWare just outright stated, officially, EA doesn't tell anyone to put in microtransactions. But the publisher expectations are so high, it's impossible to meet them unless you have microtransactions.
Right.
Which, of course, if we wanted to talk about BioWare's whole fuck up, ooh, that'd be an entirely different topic. Have you heard about some of that shit within Anthem, man?
I've not been keeping up with all the drama that Anthem has had, but I have heard a lot of things.
Like, apparently they were siphoning off team members to go work on FIFA, because the FIFA team members were fucking up.
No surprise there.
They were siphoning off team members to work on Borderlands 3.
The whole thing with the fucking trailer at E3, legitimately, almost the entirety of that trailer at E3 was fake. Even the parts that were specifically designed to look like gameplay, fake. Like, apparently, full-on development of the game did not really start until 6 months ago. 6 months before release.
Man, oh
Oh
man.
boy.
Yeah, that's a dumpster fire sign. Like, I love that they pulled the fucking team members off for FIFA. FIFA's a fucking yearly title. Why would it have problems?
Right. I mean, I
They did a
don't
good enough
play
skin of
games,
Gerard
I
in
don't
you.
play soccer, but basically anyone I've encountered who has ever played a FIFA game or recent FIFA game, they absolutely hate them.
What competitors does it have? Isn't
It doesn't have competitors,
Soccer.
which
It has Pro Evolution Soccer. It has Soccer Manager or something or other. Whatever
Yeah.
other shitty titles. Beach Soccer. It has Beach Soccer. Never forget about that.
beach soccer.
what?
Yeah, genuine game. Check it out.
I'll pass.
I might, but that sounds like a terrible time. Have you ever run on the sand? I know Addy hasn't, but I have, and it's not fun.
Well, I mean, you gotta take sandals.
I mean,
Have you ever tried to
I
kick
mean-
your soccer ball in sandals?
No,
Yeah, it's not
Because you're
fun.
not supposed to.
I'm not
Yeah.
a crazy person. So
That's a bad time. Let me guarantee you right now.
but Pig, you have a point that it might be a bad time. But think about this: booby ladies. That's what that game has, and nothing else.
Oh, okay, that changes everything. I'm on board now.
Oh my goodness.
who's that British guy? That might be the most ambiguous question I've ever asked. Who's that British guy?
I was trying to figure out what you were referencing. I'm like, I don't know. There's so many.
Okay,
I like
handsome
how
British
both
football
times it got cut off. So I like how both times it got cut off for me. So W just says, "Who's that British?"
player. Hey, I have heard people who honestly say, unironically, "Who's that Chinese?"
Who's that Chinese?
What?
So,
Who's that? Just that's all I heard. Who's that?
well, I mean, yeah, that gets asked pretty regularly. Ain't
Is
nothing
David
wrong with
Beckham
that phrase.
British?
Oh man. So, hey, we're actually avoiding talking about the actual game. Would you look at that? Because you know what, graphics are pretty. We didn't see any fucking gameplay, but hey.
Right.
A lot of people are getting hyped up because, hey, it's a Star Wars game, and it looks vaguely like it might be Knights of the Old Republic. And, I mean, I'd love for somebody to take up the BioWare torch, but evidently that is Obsidian's job, not Respawn.
Who summoned snow?
Okay, that was not me. I'm a bit busy at the moment.
Who summoned snow? He asked in the podcast.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, in general, who's
Okay.
If only we had a way to record this shit and put it on while we're doing the podcast.
Right.
if only there was a way that my PC wasn't freaking dead. It's only a freaking vegetative state, but still pretty dead. Yes.
Dead in its heart. So, yeah, one of the things here is, look at that main character. It's fucking young Joker from Gotham.
It's
Ah.
who? It's what?
Young Joker from Gotham.
Oh boy.
I thought he looked familiar, but I couldn't place a face.
Admittedly, he's not a bad actor. He's just in a bad show. Gotham is such a fucking weird show because it's like got that whole like daytime TV thing of high concept, low budget, and inevitably like the special effects really suffer for it. And there's a lot of times where it's really, really edgy, which is going to happen when you run a Batman show, honestly.
Right.
This is for children. But the cast is mostly pretty good outside of Jaden Smith, who is there.
Jaden Smith's in it?
Yeah. She's
I haven't caught up.
Oh no, not Jaden Smith. Jade Smith.
Yeah, her. Never mind. Yeah.
Fucking Will
Alright,
and Jade.
that changes things.
Will and Jade's thing of naming their kids after themselves. Jesus.
Mm.
It's ruining me. That'd be wild if Jaden Smith was there. No, thank you, sir.
Wait, is Jade Smith related to Will Smith?
Yes, Will Smith is Will Smith's wife.
Okay.
Did you not know that Will Smith and his wife name the kids after each other?
I did not. It's like, to be quite honest, I was
Yeah.
not aware Will Smith even had a wife. I figured he just sort of, you know,
What did you think?
cut off a
Willow
piece
and
of his
Jaden
hand
Smith
and it
burst through his
grew into
forehead
Jaden Smith.
like fucking Aphrodite or something,
Yeah,
or Athena.
That was
Something
that
like
was that was
that.
that was Athena, yeah. But also Will Smith reproduces asexually. He looks into the
Right.
mirror and he looks into the
Oh my goodness.
mirror. He looks into the mirror and he goes, "Man, that's hot!" And then he just falls kids.
He activates his stupid blue genie powers from Aladdin.
Oh my goodness.
Well, there we go. There's not much to talk about here other than people are getting unnecessarily hyped for something that just might not be good.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Yeah.
you know, this is a hype kind of trailer. It's not gameplay. It's just a nice looking cinematic.
Right.
So I would definitely reserve judgment for the time being. There's no reason to get unnecessarily hyped at this stage of the game.
We live in such a hype-obsessed era, though, that it's gonna be
Right.
inevitable.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? On to brighter news. Horus and Set and Smite!
Yes.
Okay, so
I-
have they actually
Ooh.
revealed these guys' kits yet?
I think that will be coming later today or sometime this week.
Oh, shit. That means
Yeah.
that means we need to record Smite. And since I'm on PC now, we can record it without Addy.
Oh, nice.
Addy, you have now been made invalidated.
You're obsolete.
Alright, so they did reveal the characters.
So,
Oh, sorry?
something. I have been awoken. Delete.
Oh, shut
Right.
up.
Exterminate.
Oh, God. You turned it from Matt Hardy into the fucking Daleks. It's a little different. Right, so have they revealed these characters' kits yet?
No.
As far as I know.
Because I could have sworn, like, the Smite pros have already got to play with these characters, because I think there's already footage out.
Actually,
You know, they
you
might be
can-
live on the PTR.
Yeah, they're live on the PTS. You could
Oh.
have gone and tested them out yourself.
Oh, fuck. So they're out, but none of us have information on their kit.
Right. I mean, I can go to YouTube real quick and find something. Don't you worry.
I'll go Google.
At the very least, tell me what they are.
Okay.
Are they both mages? Is one a mage and one
I
a
think they're
warrior?
both warriors.
All right, nice. That's
Okay.
what I was hoping for.
Oh, they're warrior.
Thank God, because Lord knows this game needs more warriors. Otherwise, we would have got 2 more mages, and it'd be like, sweet, yeah, 2 more mages.
2 more mages that we didn't need.
All right, who do you want for your team warrior? You can take Hercules or Hercules.
You can take Hercules or Heracles.
Yeah. All right, so let's see. Horus's passive is each time he is damaged by an enemy god, he gains a stack of Resolute. And each stack increases Horus's protections and crowd control reduction. And it stacks to a max count of 10. And when the stacks fade, Horus gets healed. So basically,
Okay.
the more hits Horus takes, the tankier he gets. Which is along the same lines as Herc a little bit. Horus's 1 is he uses his wings to create an updraft around himself, so I'm just going to assume that's an area. And Horus's next basic attack it knocks people up, of course. And Horus's next
Right.
basic attack within 5 seconds will create a gust of wind that travels forward, damaging enemies and slowing them for 2.5 seconds. So
Oh, wow.
it's an area knock-up and a skill shot, both 2 in 1. Huh. Oh, and it deals the second shot deals bonus damage to anyone who's knocked up. So there's your combo. Second is 2 is just a dash. If he hits somebody, they'll stun. Oh, and they'll have their protections reduced.
Nice.
His 3 is... Oh, interesting. His 3 is apparently basically Athena's, but with a heal instead of protections. And it's a 3 instead of an ult. So I'd assume it's going to have a shorter range, but still, he can just fly to one of his teammates and heal them.
Nice.
So Horus is very much going to be a support warrior. Interesting. I like that.
I dig it.
Yeah. His ultimate is... Horus sends a mirror image of himself to the sky. Okay, it looks... It's going to be a Thor, but it's a Thor ult, but it's a little weaker. It's going to take a little more time. But he also heals and gives protections to his teammates nearby when he does it.
I think it's more like Chernobog's, actually.
Is it? I've probably played as Cherno only once.
Chernobog's ult is he flies into the air. He has clones on the ground, and he can fly to one clone while the clones also not damage. They take protections off of the enemies they hit, I think. So I think it's gonna be like that, but for teammates.
Okay. Alright, now I'm looking at Set's kit. Set's passive is every time Set damages an enemy, so the opposite of Horus, gets a stack of Relentless. For each stack, Set's attack speed increases. An attack speed warrior. Interesting. And it has a max count of 10. But if he's in his ult, then he does not have a maximum stack count. I'm sorry?
Yeah.
So you just get effectively infinite attack speed?
Yes.
Okay, Horus sounded
Probably-
like he
probably-
was from being pink. Oh, Set's an assassin. Okay, that explains it. Never mind, he's not a warrior, he's an assassin.
Is that? Yup.
Yep, Addy, you got
Wait.
a new guy.
Right.
Yup.
I mean, it makes sense for Set to be an assassin.
Addy gets both the Egyptian dog guys.
Yeah. I have Anubis and I have Anubis and older Anubis now.
Mm.
You have long range Anubis and close range Anubis.
Yeah. That as well, yes.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
So
knocking down walls.
I'll say is
Yeah. He's gone insane.
oh jeez, what is going on over there?
Little brother wants in my room.
Ah,
Hulk.
so he's trying to knock down your door.
Hulk is
Something like that.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and mention before I mention his set. So Set's 2 is he'll spawn like I guess clay soldiers like Nuwa.
Right.
Whoa. Yeah.
And apparently he can build up charges that allow him to spawn more. Interesting. His 1 is a projectile that will be like Vulcan. It will cause his minions to prioritize that guy over everyone else. His 3 is like apparently an area around him kind of thing. Like you remember Chalk's Rain?
Yeah.
It will protect him from physical damage, cause him to be immune to slows. Enemies next to him are damaged every DOT'd. And it'll when he pops it, he can teleport to one of his clay soldiers.
Okay.
Okay, so he doesn't get movement. Okay, Set's gonna have a weird movement kit though, because he has to lay down his clay soldiers and then teleport to them. Alright. Set's ult is he gets angry. Each time Set damages a god, they gain a mark of Set. At 4 marks, the target erupts, they explode. Enemies take a burst of damage while Set becomes empowered, restoring health and immediately gaining a charge of spawn of Set. So, that's a clay soldier. And excess charges are immediately consumed, causing a spawn to appear near Set. Yeah, Set sounds like he's a an assassin with a little less mobility, but to make up for it, he gets clay soldiers.
Right.
which is nice. He's basically busted ulting every second.
Yeah, I don't imagine it'll be as strong, but something along those lines, yes.
Right.
Yeah, it definitely sounds like Horus is a guy Pink wants to try out, and Set's a guy Addy wants to try out. It's pretty good selection.
I'm pretty stoked for, because Horus was one of the gods that I was most hoping to see added to Smite at some point, and now here he is, and it sounds almost like he was tailor-made just for me. It's like they knew.
Maybe they did know.
They're watching me.
Thank you for watching us. No one else does, Irez.
I don't know. Ubisoft watches us. They
That's true, because they added Addy to For Honor.
Yeah, they also heard me yelling about Uller, and now there's a Viking Assassin's Creed in the works, apparently. So
Everything's going Viking recently. Assassin's Creed, the God of War
It's
series.
almost like God of War won Best Game of the Year last year. Huh.
Right. Maybe it did. I don't know.
Most of the publications gave it to either God of War, Red Dead, or Spider-Man.
Right.
Red Dead wound up having a
Good year for Sony.
No kidding.
the frickin' this whole glitch is making things really good, because all I heard was every publication gave it God Red Dead Spider-Man.
Oh my goodness.
That'd be a hell of a game. God, Red Dead, Spider-Man.
It's God, comma Red Dead Spider-Man.
Well, that's the new thing we'll see in Spider-Verse 2 right there.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, Cowboy Spider-Man would actually be awesome.
I was trying to think if that's already been done before, but I don't think it has.
I've seen Cowboy Deadpool, but I think that was fan art. And a little bit of weird news. Did you guys see the trailer for the Xbox One S all digital?
I did not.
No.
I heard they announced it finally. And isn't the Xbox One S digital like basically what their first initial marketing campaign was way back when
it is.
Next generation was first announced?
It is.
It kind of is, but now that people have actually had time to play with the Game Pass, I'd imagine it's now a little bit more popular. And now that it's an option instead of just, if you want to play Xbox, you have to do it this way.
Right.
So, the ad, by the way, extremely strange. Part of the problem with this generation's obsession with, like, ironic humor and self-awareness and all that is sometimes corporations just do it and they don't really understand. And the whole trailer feels like it's parodying itself.
Oh my goodness.
I need to go watch it now.
Yeah, it's real weird. I won't get too into detail because it's... I don't know. Because it's one of those things where I'm not sure if I'm just crazy and I'm the only one seeing it, you know?
Right.
But here's the thing. Xbone was already kind of a goofy short name. This thing has made it worse. Because since it's S All Digital Edition, it's Xbone Sad.
What?
It's perfect.
Oh. Yeah, I'll just refer to that around the house. Xbone Sad. Hey guys, who wants to play some Xbone Sad?
Fantastic.
Xbox said Xbox said needs gummies. I have now opened to freaking Pandora of filth.
Oh Jesus.
See? Navia's already dying of it.
You brought into play. You brought in Nurgle worship here. No Nurgle worship in my house. And yeah, I honestly wanted to bring it up partially just because it's Expo and sad, honestly. But this does present, an interesting direction for people who want to pursue it, definitely.
Right.
I don't think any of us here are going to go for it.
Nope.
Mm-mm.
I think I'm too set on getting the new PlayStation ones, or if it has backwards compatibility.
It does.
PS2. It does?
Yeah, when they had that weird interview about what the next generation PS5 is going to look like, they outright said it's going to have backwards compatibility with PS4.
But did they say to the PS2?
Oh, well,
Like all the way to
there's
the
no
PS2.
fucking way. There's absolutely no fucking way it's going to have backwards compatibility with the PS2. The PS3 didn't.
They trademarked it.
Did
They have it. Yes, they have it on patent. They have a way to have it backwards compatible to PS4, PS3, PS2.
Okay, interesting.
That's why I'm asking.
Okay, do you still have all your PS2 games?
Yes, I have it. I have them on the shelves next to my PS4 and Xbox One games.
That would be nice, because I enjoy playing PS2, but boy, is the resolution rough on some of these games.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like, this game's awesome. Looks like a potato, but it's awesome.
Ah.
And this is one of the rare few moments where I'm glad we don't
Anyway-
have Mike on the podcast, because he would have launched off into a rant there.
Right.
Graphics are really
But-
all that important to be blah, blah.
But Dubjoy, imagine the possibilities. Imagine if they somehow set up share play with emulated games. Imagine playing Def Jam Fight for New York with 4-man co-op.
We'd already be doing it. We'd be doing it right now. I could play as Method Man and kick your ass. You don't actually have Fight for New York, do you?
I do.
Oh my god!
It was the first PS2 game it was the first PS2 game I bought. Actually, the second. The first one was Tekken 5.
I'm pretty sure Fight for New York is actually super rare.
They had like 15 copies of them at Tesco back in like 2011.
Back in 2011, but they don't anymore. They
Mm.
don't anymore.
It's
And
like-
you've got no
No,
way to
that's-
prove me wrong, so that means they're super rare.
Like my local mom and pop game store ordinarily sells most PS2 games for like $5, $10. Like fucking Battle for New York, they have in a glass case, and they have it
What?
for like $150 with the rare games.
Wow.
It's in a glass case. It's connected to all their security systems.
They just keep a gun
The
by
only
that
issue-
counter so that if someone reaches over for it, they just shoot you.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
They've got a
Yeah,
full
they-
SWAT team sitting in the back just in case somebody tries to get funny with them.
The only-
they call
the only
it into
issue-
the
the
police
only
with a
issue-
special code. We've got a 4432, correct? 4432. Someone has stolen the copy of Fight for New York.
Yeah, the only issue my copy has is that I can't actually beat the game now because I played the game so many times that the part with Snoop Dogg on it, well, the part with Snoop Dogg's boss fight got scratched.
Ah,
Oh my goodness.
you Snoop Dogg too many times.
Yeah, it's hard times, Dede.
If only one of us knew a Snoop Dogg song to reference.
Da 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 da. I am this.
The one that we all know. Yeah, there's the one we all know.
Yeah. Freaking. What other songs are there to Snoop Dogg? Gin and Juice.
Smoke weed every day?
That was the one that I started.
Oh, the same one. Well, that shows that my Snoop Dogg knowledge.
There's also Gin and Juice, I guess.
I assume he doesn't make anything now that he's partnered up with Martha Stewart.
I don't know. He probably makes meth still, or freaking weed.
Well, weed, yes. Meth, no.
Probably not. No, we'll never know.
That'd be something for him and Martha's cooking show. Today we're cooking crystal meth.
Oh my.
It's an old family recipe.
But it's Martha's family.
Yeah.
Oh man. The thing I love about that, obviously, the hilarious part is the fact that Martha Stewart's the convict of them, right? But
What about comment?
the fact that Snoop Dogg's not the fact that Martha Stewart is a convict and Snoop Dogg isn't.
Oh
know?
yeah, yeah.
Martha's like, all right, today we're going to be teaching the recipe for toilet wine.
They will teach you how to take freaking Tylenol and turn it into crystal meth. An old family recipe. My grandmother came up with this one.
Martha's like, this recipe was very popular back in the detention center. Today I'm going to teach you how to carve a toothbrush into a shiv.
Into a shiv, yeah.
Strangest cooking show ever.
Today I'm gonna teach you how to shove that bag of meth up your ass without the coppers finding it.
And Snoop in the entire time is like, making the this is too hardcore for me. Like Chester's like, no. He's backing out of
Yeah.
He's slowly backing out of frame. Oh man. Snoop's
Slowly
man,
it turns
I
out
just thought
that
we were
Snoop-
gonna be cooking pot brownies, man. I wasn't expecting this shit.
Turns out that all of the parts referencing gang activity is to those songs were ghostwritten by Martha Stewart.
Martha Stewart was Snoop Dogg's fucking ghostwriter.
Ghost Rider. She was Ghost Rider.
Shut up. Oh, what were we supposed to be talking about? Fuck it. The Xbox Sad it's a thing on its own. We don't need to talk about it anymore.
Just put in the picture of the Trump tweet and edit it to be saying Xbox Sad. There you go. That's the topic.
Oh. All right. So hey. For like 5 months we have known about Joker being added in Smash. They announced it 5 fucking months ago. No information about how he played, when he was gonna come out. Then like just the other day, they're like, oh hey, here's a trailer, here's how Joker plays. By the way, he's coming out tomorrow. Thanks, Nintendo. Some warning would have been cool.
Right. This is actually one of those odd and uncommon cases where no leaks had come out beforehand.
There were some leaks.
I did not see any, not in my little circle of life. But I definitely believe you.
The leaks were mostly
for me,
just...
I didn't see anything regarding Super Smash Brothers at all in the news leading up to this. Then, just out of nowhere, I actually heard it from you first. It's like, oh yeah, here's Joker coming out tomorrow.
Yeah.
Have fun.
The leaks were actually the leaks were nothing big though. Like all the leaks was there were some coding leaks basically that just said Joker's going to be a very light character. He's going to have a very low weight, and the next character is probably going to be the Dragon Quest guy. That's basically all there was.
Okay.
Which unfortunately it's going to be the Dragon Quest guy. So.
Let's cross our fingers and hope the leaks are wrong.
Yeah.
Man, if only it was. I mean, if they had to go with anime Swordman, they should have gone with Chrono Trigger Chrono.
Well, that also would have been a Toriyama design, but unfortunately.
Well, yeah, but at least it's a good game.
True. I mean, Dragon Quest could be good. I don't think any of us have ever played Dragon Quest, have we?
Nope.
No.
The only one I know who's played Dragon Quest is freaking Ethan. So.
Well, yeah, Ethan's played every JRPG. He should be the source we call in, like when we're like, we don't know anything about this, but we'll call him.
We need to consult a professional.
Yeah, let me call him my buddy Mark. He's an experienced weeaboo.
Professional weeaboo, Ethan.
Yeah, professional weeaboo.
And like, there's a he gets like a whole intro and everything with a subtitle.
Yeah. He gets a whole subquest.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what you said, but
Man. So hey, Joker and Pink and Volc, have you guys got to play him?
I have not. To be honest, I don't think anyone has gone out and actually bought the Game Pass, Battle Pass, whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
I would have if I had some fucking warning. Just suddenly like, oh, he's coming out tomorrow. It's like, well, unfortunately, Mortal Kombat 11 is a thing, so Joker's gonna have to wait. With that said, he looks pretty good. I gotta say, have either of you guys got to see his kit yet? I'm speaking to Pink and Volk here.
Sorry, tuned out.
Did either of you guys get to see Joker's kit yet? What he can do?
No, I have not seen that.
Pink? Pink? Yeah, he died.
Pink's gone.
Oh no!
It's a 3-man podcast now.
Oh, he's
Am I
back.
back?
Alright.
Yeah, you're
Pink's-
back.
Did I get literally anything through in that?
Absolutely not. Though
No.
I asked you if
I
you've seen
mean-
Joker's kit, you said absolutely jack shit. Here I was just thinking you were rude.
Nope. Apparently it had cut out for me and I didn't realize it. So I went to talk because I thought everyone else had fallen silent. But nope, it was just my Discord. Like usual.
Oh, Discord. You work okay for me and nobody else.
Mm.
I mean, Discord would be working fine for me if I were on my PC currently, but it's currently suffering freaking arm flashbacks or some shit.
So, Pink, did you get to see Joker's kit?
I have.
So, first things first, did you panic when you saw that he had a meter mechanic?
Yes.
Because I did. I was like, oh boy, Cloud, here we go again. But no, they fixed it. They figured out a way to make him not suck. And thank God.
Right. Last thing I wanted was another Cloud.
I'm hoping we don't get any more Clouds.
Right.
Even if I was a fan of Cloud's fucking meter mechanic, I'd rather it stay unique for him, you know?
Right.
Thankfully, if the next guy is Dragon Quest guy, he probably won't have a meter mechanic of any kind, right?
I mean, I don't know what to expect from a Dragon Quest guy because, like we said, nobody here has played those games.
Very generic RPG. Very generic, like Final Fantasy-esque RPG.
Ha.
All of the Dragon Ball characters.
Oh, Jesus.
Eek.
So, I do have to say, the meter mechanic they did give Joker, not in the games at all. Weird.
Okay.
Yeah,
Nifty.
Persona is not a meter in those games. But still, interesting character design. It definitely brings something different to the board. Because
Right.
it means Joker now has a unique thing in that he will be spending a lot of the game playing defensively as all hell, and then he will just suddenly go on the offensive.
Right. He hulks out.
Because his kit, when he doesn't have Arsene out, looks kind of suckish. Like, outside of maybe the gun. Outside of the gun.
Right. But he also has a counter, and counters are very good in Ultimate.
He does, but it looks like it's very weird.
Could be.
Because I wasn't quite able to get it. Because if you don't input it correctly, then it's just going to be a block. Which, by the way,
Oh.
Well, yeah, I think it's like you have to release it at certain timing.
Oh, that could be interesting.
Yeah.
Nobody else works like that.
No, absolutely not. Well, everybody's technically got parries in that game, but
Right.
uh, the curious thing here is this is a character that is going to entirely replace the block but function. By the way, like unless you're
Yeah.
very low on health, you are never going to be hitting those shoulder buttons. Especially when you have the persona out, when you have RC now, because like there is just a straight up like pretty much counter with no timing at all, right? Yeah, unless I was looking at it incorrectly. It's I will say probably the funniest thing there is. So I was getting flashbacks to when they're like, well, we can't have Snake have his guns because this is a game for kids. So we'll give him his rocket launchers. Legitimately, the first move that gets shown off for Joker, gun. And it's just gun. It's not called anything else. It's just gun.
It's James Gunn.
Oh.
Oh no.
He had to find work after he got fired.
Oh my god.
He
Suicide Squad wasn't good enough.
Lord knows it isn't.
Joker pulls that James Gunn. It's actually Jared Leto Joker. You were fooled all along.
Oh no.
Oh no!
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 Back that shit up. You take that back. You take those words and reinsert them back into your mouth. Oh man. All right. So the I was going to say something. The gun? Well, for one thing, the gun looks like it's going to be the only move Joker has that won't suck when he's not in Persona form. But it looks weird. Because that little combo he does at the beginning, like, it looks like it changes the match wherever the other person is, doesn't it? Because he shoots down, but at the same time we see him be able to shoot, like, in a spiral? Was I the only one who noticed that?
I actually went to look back at it now, and yeah, I get what you're saying.
Does he have like a specific gun combo, or
I really don't know.
does it just home in on whoever's on screen, and if there's nothing for Joker to home in on, he'll just shoot in every direction?
That's an excellent question.
But he does look like fun. He doesn't look like he's going to be hilariously OP, which was the worry I think everyone had going in.
Right.
Like, I didn't play Smash Ultimate, but I can see a lot of Smash Ultimate players getting, fucking Bayonetta flashbacks.
Mm-hmm.
In contrast
Smash
to now, where
4
Bayonetta...
pay-to-win edition.
Yeah. In contrast to now, where I'd say Bayonetta is actually one of the weaker characters in the game.
Absolutely. They took out her ridiculous air combo that all the pro players use.
Oh, did she used to be able to oh man, let me guess. The sidekick in the air used to be a really good comboing tool.
Yes.
Yeah, because it was in her home game in Bayonetta. It was an incredible comboing tool. So
Makes sense, I suppose.
yeah. But then when you use it in Smash Ultimate, it is absolutely useless in Smash Ultimate.
Yep.
I'm like, why is this move so useless? Oh, because it used to be too useful, so they overcompensated. Ah. Oh, he looks fun. The thing I'm most excited for, more than Joker himself, honestly, is the stage.
Stage looked pretty trippy.
It does, but It's odd to say because in Persona 5 the actual Mementos area sucks hard, but like the stage looks awesome. Like it's got a very unique concept. Which,
Yeah.
with all of the Wii U stages, all the Wii U DLC stages, they sucked.
Yes.
I go to all of them, they're pretty much just like fucking Final Destination with one weird thing that happens.
Right.
Like
I think
Niflheim is just Final Destination with some extra collectible items. And what's Ryu's stage? Shit.
I have no idea what it's called.
Something castle.
Isn't it just Ryakudai? Is it something like that?
Yeah, it's the old Shogun castle that he had way back in Street Fighter 2. And now he has again in 5. I forget its name, though.
I don't remember either. I just know that I hate it.
Yeah, because it's just it's just 2 platforms, and you can break the signs. That's it.
Yep. The music is also terrible.
Well, the nice thing is they did get most of Street Fighter's soundtrack, so you can just go in and make everything Guile's theme. It goes with everything.
So they say.
That is an old meme. That is one of the oldest memes.
What, that everything goes with Gal's
memes
meme?
we've ever encountered on the internet.
What, that everything goes with Gal's meme?
Yeah, sure.
You know, his meme. But yeah, everything goes with his meme.
Yeah, everything goes with Guile's theme. But the Memento stage, for one thing, the stage changes a little bit. Some platforms float off, some platforms float on. But the really curious thing is, sometimes walls will appear on the sides. And and it can happen in any direction. On the top, the right or the left, legitimately just a red, weird, trippy wall will show up. And on the bottom, sometimes a subway train will come through. And it won't kill you. It will deal damage, but it won't kill you. So it's actually a saving grace sometimes.
Yeah.
And since it hits you, it gives you your jumps back.
Yeah.
Right.
So you can Danny Trejo people.
Yeah. You can throw Mama from the train.
No, but you can't kill them.
I mean, eventually the train will kill them. It'd take a while, but they can.
Yeah.
That's true.
And what I love is if it plays music from Persona 3 or Persona 4, it changes the theme to the Persona. It changes to blue for Persona 3 and it changes to yellow for Persona 4. Which for you guys, that's pointless. That's just a weird little thing. For me, like, that's huge fan service. Admittedly, it's bigger fan service just because I kind of like Persona 3 and 4 more than 5. I still love 5, but I absolutely adored 3, and I consider 4 one of my absolute top 5 favorite games of all time. So I'm definitely going to be playing mostly Persona 4 themes on there. Curious to see how you guys will react to some of the Persona 3 music, because for some reason it's hip-hop.
Interesting.
Yeah. Persona 3 was fucking weird, man.
I wonder if hip-hop is even all that big over in Japan.
It is, actually.
It definitely is, yeah. I found this Japanese pop singer called Riol, and she's only pop because sometimes she sings. Otherwise, it's all rap.
Incredible. Never would have guessed.
Well, it's a whole thing over there because Japan has a very conformist, collectivist type culture. And the hip-hop community over in Japan is very individualist, so it's very counterculture.
Ah.
Japanese counterculture... Well, it's supposedly, like, I remember I had a whole, like, section of my old anthropology textbook that was just about, like, Japanese hip-hop and how curious it was. Because Japanese hip-hop is actually very polite. They don't curse all the time and talk about, you know, I'm filthy rich and I fuck prostitutes and all that, like American hip-hop does.
Right.
It's very polite, but at the same time, it's still very counterculture because it's, you know, in Japan, it's like, you know, everything for the good of the nation and, you know, don't rock the boat and all that. And hip-hop very much tries to rock the boat over there, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, the thing is they can't even swear because, as I've said before, I'm pretty sure that there are no swear words in Japanese. It's all context.
They can borrow ours, I'm sure.
Like if,
Mm.
They do. They do. Oh my god, did you hear about the what got in by accident into Smash? One of the Persona 3
Yes.
songs has the fucking word. I won't say it out loud because I don't. It's a word that I hate. But yeah, yeah.
retort.
Well, yeah. Addy doesn't mind.
I didn't even say that word. I didn't even say that word. I said
Well, you
retort.
change one letter, it doesn't fucking change it.
No, I changed three. I've changed three.
Mm.
So I actually changed the meaning of it. To retort is to freaking
Okay,
strike back in an
your
argument,
accent
basically.
changed the O to an A for me. That I thought you
Yep.
just replaced the D with a T, and I was like, that's not different.
Right.
Ugh. Oh man, how did that shit not get in, man? Whoever is the American quality control team for Smash sucks. It's a good,
They dropped the ball hard.
It's this is why Reggie feels freaking quit.
Reggie Fils-Aimé saw the shit they did with the fucking black boxers from Punch Out and this, and he was like, all right, fuck this, I'm out.
What did
Peace,
they do
I'm
with
out.
what did they do with the boxers?
Oh, you didn't hear? So you go
How
to
did-
at one point in the story mode, you go to Punch Out World. And if you have to fight fighters representing each of the Punch Out fighters. So the black boxers from Punch Out, one of them being Mr. Sandman, and I forget who the other one is because I'm not a huge Punch Out fan, are played by Diddy Kong and Donkey Kong.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Oh!
someone in Japan thought that was really funny, and someone in America fucked up by letting that through. Boy, Japan, oof, oof, oof. Oh, man. Oh, that was heavy. That was heavy. Hey, let's talk about something a little lighter, shall we? Stage Builder's back.
Yay!
Nintendo accidentally leaked it themselves, so hey. Whoopsie.
Whoopsie, but now it's here.
And this time it doesn't suck. Would you look at that?
Yay!
Do you guys see the fucking day one stage uploads? Obviously, a lot
I
of them
haven't
were.
seen anything regarding Stage Builder. I actually haven't played Smash Bros. In a couple weeks at this point.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Stage Builder is good because there are no pre-built platforms. You draw them.
Nice.
You draw them in using the touchscreen.
The one stage I saw made with the new stage builder was the old SmackDown stage.
I have not seen that. I do have to say,
Yeah,
I said it as a joke. Someone actually remade Poke Floats.
Yes!
What?
Yep. Now it doesn't quite work because the screen aren't allowed to make an infinite amount of platforms like with Poke Floats. But
Right.
there is enough stuff there. Like, there's some decent
So-
components for just about anyone to make some neat maps. Because you can make it spin and revolve around lines and go on ellipticals and squares and shit. It's a whole thing.
Wow.
Probably my favorite of the custom maps I downloaded just to play was one person just made the solar system. And all the planets actually orbit. And the sun is actually made
Oh
out
my
of lava.
goodness.
The sun is actually made out of lava and hurts you if you touch it.
That's
Oh
awesome.
my goodness.
Some of them naturally are dumb. Of course, the first one you're going to see is probably a penis. And Steve Harvey's face for some reason.
What?
That's interesting.
I don't know why people want to battle on top of his eyebrows, but okay.
Mhm.
And yeah, that's pretty neat. I didn't get to play around with it too much, but it looks like some pretty sweet stuff. Nintendo actually turned a bad feature into a good one. How about that?
Impressive.
Yeah. Good job.
Took him a while, but hey. A little bit next topic, we can just Pink and Volc are not going to be able to say anything, and Addy's not going to be able to say anything either because he muted himself. Fuck. Okay, he's back. Okay. Shao Kahn, hey! They finally showed him off after they announced him as being pre-order 5 months ago. And he looks pretty good. The most important thing here is just trying to glide over this topic because, there's a limited amount of what we can say. The most important thing here is, Addy, did you get to see the trailer?
Nope.
Shao Kahn, playable Shao Kahn, still gets the taunts.
Yes.
You can just stop the fight and point at the other guy and say, "You suck."
Does it do 1d5 emotional damage though?
I think it doesn't do emotional damage. What it does is it causes the opponent to deal less damage with all their attacks for like the next 10 seconds.
Oh boy.
It's a debuff. Too perfect.
He also gets the old laugh taunt, and that one, I think heals him. The evil laugh.
He does what?
He also gets the old evil laugh taunt, and I think it heals him.
Ah.
Good old Shao Kahn. Always trust him to be overpowered whenever he appears. Hopefully he just won't be as rough as he was in MK9. You didn't get to play MK9, right, Addy?
Nope.
MK9 Shao Kahn was rough. It was a whole thing, if you Googled Mortal Kombat 9 how on launch day, guaranteed all the results would be how to beat Shao Kahn, how to beat Shao Kahn, how to fight Shao Kahn. It was madness. But hey, they also showed off Switch gameplay. Actually looks pretty good. Obviously, the docked gameplay doesn't look amazing, but it's docked Switch. Of course, it's not going to look too amazing.
Right. I'm impressed that they were even releasing this game on the Switch. I didn't think that would happen.
Even better, 60 FPS. Even docked, it will always be 60 FPS.
Oh my gosh.
Man.
Even better, exclusive Mario playable character.
Hey, fucking throw in Bayonetta on Nintendo consoles only. That would be great. Oh, damn it, I had two things I wanted to... Damn it, I had two pictures for Smash to talk about while we were talking about Smash and we've missed it. But you know what?
No.
There's no better time than late. Wait, no. The best time is on time. But you know what? Late will work.
Yeah.
So here's a picture from Kenneth TG. And let me just go ahead and throw it on up. One of the greatest Hellboy strips of all time, modified for a great purpose. I love that he still has the weird chimp expression that the chimp did.
Are you saying that Ganondorf is not a chimp?
Yeah. No, Ganondorf's the one. Ganondorf's Hellboy.
Oh.
That would change Hellboy, though, if Ganondorf was just helping the BPRD, but also wanted to take over the world. I think that was what Hellboy was prophesized to do, wasn't he? That was the whole thing with Hellboy?
I don't know.
I forgot I'm not among Hellboy fans, damn. You guys suck. Hellboy's the best. And here's something else that I really loved. And it may never happen, but I mean, it might. Oh, I love it.
What is this? A freaking letter for ants?
I love that he does such tiny hands. Ah.
That tiny picture he's drawn.
Like, that would just make it perfect, like, Doom Guy being such a simple guy, and he's brutally murdering the demons.
It's perfect.
Oh man, he'd hate Bayonetta. You do what with demons? He's just revving up the chainsaw. Ah. Alright. So, yeah, Mortal Kombat 9. It's pretty good. What? Did I say Mortal Kombat 9 is pretty good?
You did.
I'm skipping ahead. Hey, yeah, spoilers. I played Mortal Kombat 9 this week. Mortal Kombat 11 looks pretty good. God. My mind was too occupied by the possibility of Doom Guy in Smash.
And we can't blame you.
The possibilities are low, but I still can't not be obsessed with it. Alright. And hey, a Dark Phoenix trailer. This one actually shows off some stuff. So we finally get confirmation they actually go with the comic origin for Dark Phoenix? Or at least some degree of it?
To some degree.
I'm sure they'll fuck it up somehow, but...
Somehow. Definitely. It's like, it's going to happen, it's just a matter of how.
The... Can I just go ahead and say, like... The thing here... We knew Jessica Chastain was going to be in this movie, right?
Right.
Who's that?
Okay. So she's an actress.
I'm trying to think of something you might have seen her in.
I can't think of anything I've seen her in. I just knew her by reputation. So, who she's playing in the movie is she's playing the white-haired chick that's sitting next to Phoenix. She is very obviously like the spirit of the Phoenix, right?
Right.
What I find hilarious is that chick, that Sansa chick, what's her name? That's playing Jean here?
Oh my gosh, I forgot her name.
Isn't it like Sophie?
Sophie!
Oh yeah, Sophie Turner or something.
Sophie Turner.
Sophie Turner.
Yeah.
She is such a bad actress.
She has very good parents.
She is such a bad actress, they had to fucking bring in Jessica Chastain to pretty much do the acting for her.
Yeah.
Because she's not going to be able to portray the conflictedness here. So it's like, all right, Jessica Chastain, you're gonna play the Dark Phoenix, and Sophie Turner's gonna be there because Game of Thrones is really big, but she sucks.
Mm-hmm.
And also, as you guys mentioned before the podcast, we get the full Jean experience.
Yeah.
It's the only characterization they will ever give Cyclops in alternative media.
Oh god, now you said that, now my heart is pained. Especially knowing, like, Kevin Feige just outright said, we're not going to see X-Men in the MCU for 5 years.
Right.
5 years. Oh my goodness.
It hurts a soul.
It's obvious reasoning. Like, they planned out Phase 4 to not have the X-Men. They can't just suddenly shove them in.
Yep.
But who did they even have planned for the grand arc villain of Phase 4 without the X-Men or Fantastic Four? Because all our top candidates were Kang, Galactus, Doctor Doom, Magneto.
Right.
Masters of Evil.
How can you do Masters of Evil
We've got
without Dr.
Zemo
Doom?
in the back
Zemo!
somewhere.
Oh.
This Zemo could not do Masters of Evil.
You underestimate his power.
We don't know. He could develop.
This Zemo's too sympathetic. He's too sympathetic.
And that's what makes the best villains. That's why everybody loves Black Panther. Nobody actually likes T'Challa. It was all about, wow, his name just slipped my mind. Eric Killmonger.
Yeah, Black Panther's one of those superheroes who succeeds on the strength of his sidecast. Yeah, Killmonger. Yeah, Okoye. Yeah, Shuri. T'Challa.
Yeah, Black Panther dead for most of the movie. We're fine with it.
Now he's dead again.
Yeah, it's a dying problem.
Black Panther
I
has
live,
died
I die.
twice. He's got 3 movies
I live,
and he's
I
died
die,
twice.
I live, I die again.
Yes.
He's run into the Superman problem here.
Yeah.
Oh. So, yeah, with Dark Phoenix, the best we can say is this is going to finally end our suffering. No
Ironic that it will come in the form of the Dark Phoenix.
Yep.
And also fitting.
Resurrection of the arc that failed super hard the first time they tried. Why are they doing it again? Good God. Did you guys watch X-Men Last Stand? I did.
I did.
No.
I wish I didn't. Oh, man. Oh, and of course the rumors are going around the controversy between the X-Men over Jean will be because she'll kill Mystique.
That's what I'm hoping for.
Kill her.
The theater will
Kill her
cheer.
as soon as possible. The less Jennifer Lawrence I have to deal with, the better.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Jean! That'll be the only thing that'll make us sympathetic to Scott in this situation.
Yeah.
Because Beast's gonna be like, oh no, he killed my girlfriend. And then we're gonna be like, go Scott, kill Beast. Beast is gonna be all vocal and we're just gonna hope Scott takes off his glasses. Beast will be a blue stain on the ground and we'll be like, yeah!
5 stars.
I love Beast,
Yeah.
but in these movies he is terrible.
Mm.
If they would have stuck with Kelsey Grammer, he'd be fucking amazing, but nope. Foxman movies make me sad.
Mhm.
You know what also
I
makes
think
me sad? We don't know what the release schedule for the videos is.
You can go on the channel and then check the private videos, and then it will tell you.
I'm doing that as we speak.
I
But
was
I
just
don't
about to
think-
do it as well.
I don't think I have anything set up for the last week because I forgot about that because we had no one-offs.
If we all check in at the same time, it will ensure that there are some good releases coming out this week. Okay, it's funny looking at the upload schedule and seeing that, like, the last 5 videos have just been podcasts. Okay, what we've got coming out this week is on Monday, we've got Terraria Part 15, and that is the victory. Nope, that is not the victory. It's the... Okay, it's not what I thought it was. Okay, we got Terraria Part 15, taking down the Moon Lord, yay! We got on Friday, we have One Leaves,
Oh, joy.
which Addie's excited for, and no one else.
Why am I excited for it?
I don't know, you were pretty excited for us to record it, and then it was just very flaccid. Though that might have been the intention.
I thought it. I thought it would be so bad that it was good but it wasn't.
It
That's
wasn't.
the issue.
It was not of note in any regard.
So, yeah, that's what's coming out on the coming week. Pink, you got anything coming out on your channel?
I do.
All right. I'm going to assume it's more Stronghold.
Yep.
All right.
Started that up. What was it, last Sunday?
I believe so.
Yep. So I'll definitely be getting another episode up on Sunday. Nothing's going to go up on Monday or Tuesday, or I don't plan on it because, I mean, those are work days, and I'm more inclined to upload more stuff towards the weekend. So it'll probably be Sunday, Stronghold, then we'll skip over to either Tuesday or Wednesday, and I'll get some like Rainbow Six or more Stronghold up. I want Stronghold to maybe be a daily series, but I'm thinking I'm going to do bi-daily instead.
Yeah, we know. Me and Addie know the pains of trying to set up daily series. And Volc, I assume you don't have anything going up on your channel?
Nope.
Alright. Nothing going up on my channel. I would love to stream Warhammer, but I've got 3 weeks of college work left, so it'll wait. Once summer comes, though, I'll try to make it a summer of streaming. And
Nice.
let's go around and see what everyone's been doing for the past week. And we'll go in vertical order, starting from the bottom. Hey, Pink, what you been doing this past week?
Well, as we already discussed near seconds ago, I started up my Stronghold series. So I've been doing a lot of that, a lot of editing, a lot of trying not to accidentally trash footage that I actually need.
You know,
Believe me, it happened.
I don't know very much about Stronghold. Is Stronghold an RTS or is it a city builder?
It's a hybrid of both, to be honest.
Ooh.
Yeah. It's like, for the most part, the game will start as a city builder, but once that gets underway, everything kind of starts running itself, and then it evolves into the real-time strategy with the military combat.
Okay, is it realistic or is it like fantasy?
It's realistic. There are no ogres or anything like that. No real special units. Just very. I would say, yeah, it's realistic more so.
There are no real special units, just as Skaven.
Just escape.
Right.
The walls of your stronghold start getting hit by miniguns, and you're like, oh, damn Skaven again. And so Stronghold was a series I was curious about for a little bit. So, how old is Stronghold? I assume you're playing the first one, right?
Yes, it's probably. I believe it was released in 2000, so it's 19 years old.
Damn.
Wow.
It's an old game.
Okay.
It's basically my childhood in game form. So that's
Yeah.
why I've returned to it after all these years. I was talking about it with Mike several years back, and that's another reason why I wanted to actually record myself playing through the military campaign. Because someday, if we ever get to talking about it again, and he gets to ask me what it's about again, I'll just show him a video.
Here, give my YouTube channel views.
Yeah. Like, hey man,
I mean,
this is what it's all about.
That is how you join YouTube. You sold your soul to the freaking advertisement gods, and you become a soulless vessel that is just there
Right.
to create content.
I would, but they
Right.
won't take it. I'm standing out on the street offering my soul.
Trying to buy in, they're just not taking it.
Have soul, will travel.
Have soul. We'll trade for better soul.
So how many sessions of Stronghold would you say you've got banked right now, Pink?
I think I've got at least 8 episodes awaiting to be uploaded.
Okay, so the RTS City Builder mix, you say that the City Builder part starts to run itself past a certain point. Does that mean, like, do the buildings build themselves?
No. What I mean by that is once everything is built and they start bringing in the resources, over time, you won't have to build as many buildings. Because, like, in the beginning stages, you want to put down a lot of woodcutter shacks. That way you'll have an income of wood constantly going. And then towards the mid-game, you don't really have to worry about wood anymore because they've supplied so much and you've used all that wood to build the other buildings that you need. there will come a point where you don't have to build any more buildings because everything you need is already up and running.
But there's no, like... With city builders, like, to me, I always think of, like, there is always room for expansion. Whether it's vertical or horizontal, you know?
There's always what?
With city builders, I always think, like, there's always room for expansion, vertical or horizontal, right?
Right. And it's totally optional to do so. It's just not necessary.
And there's some jackass in my neighborhood doing burnouts. Cool. So, the RTS elements, how in-depth are they? Are we talking like you just get some knights and you smack your knights into the other knights?
Yeah, it's not too terribly complex.
I assume like a big part of the city building is putting in defenses on your stronghold, right?
Yes.
And you're playing the HD remaster, yeah?
Yes.
Is it that much of an upgrade?
The only thing HD about it is the fact that it's no longer, the resolution is no longer really small. Because you can actually put the game into widescreen now and not have it with black borders surrounding it.
Yep, that's pretty important.
Yeah. It's like, there are no new nifty textures or anything like that. It's just a resolution upgrade.
Yeah, that's how a lot of them are.
Right.
And other than that, what'd you get around to playing?
I've started Rainbow Six series as well.
Oh, solo.
Yes, solo.
So I assume what you're doing is you're 1v5ing the enemy team in every episode. Successfully.
Yes, basically. Unsuccessfully for the most part.
Oh.
It's like, I wish I were a bit more successful. Because I was doing recordings yesterday, 2 days ago maybe. I was like, yeah, this will be fun. This will be fine. Everything should go okay. And I just lost round after round after round. And it's like, okay, usually I do a lot better than this.
Pink, the YouTuber's curse.
No
matter how good you are, no matter how good you are at a video game, whenever you start recording, you are shit.
Yeah, I believe it. I'm willing to believe that.
I'm in
There
reverse.
were
I'm better at games when I'm recording.
There was a time where I wish I had been recording, because I actually sometimes do better when I'm talking to myself. Because my little brother was in the room as I was playing Rainbow Six as well. So I was just talking to sort of entertain him in addition to myself. And I was just getting headshots left and right, completely carrying my team to victory. I was like, man, once I start recording, people are going to see me and they're going to be scared out of their mind. They'll be like, how's this guy so good? And then I actually start recording and it's like, I'm getting 1 or 0 kills per game and not doing well. It's like, okay, hang on now. What happened? What happened between now and then?
That's why you need me. You need me to be in a call with you and just talk about shit.
Right. But eventually it did iron itself out, though, because in the later episodes, there was a round that I didn't actually win, but I got like 9 kills. And it was only because my teammates were so bad at the game that we didn't actually win.
Yeah.
So.
You suck so bad that my scores have gone up.
Yeah.
Thank you for sucking.
I've been having a good time with that, though.
Yeah.
Aside from the recording sessions that I've been doing, I don't think I've played anything new or watched anything. I did see WrestleMania a couple weeks back. I never actually got around to talking about it.
I forgot to ask.
Yeah. I think it might have come like immediately after, or not after. Yeah, after. So it might have been the week where we were trying to speed through it, but it might not have been, and I just forgot. I don't know.
Oh, was last week the Speed Week?
I don't think it was last week, but I think it was the week before that. But I'm not
right, because it was
certain.
It was the week I watched Lord of the Rings, right?
Yeah. Yeah, because last week was like a Minecraft week, wasn't it?
Yes. Last week
And
was
the
the week I
Speed
blew up
Week
my
was before
house.
that. Yeah. Last week I blew up my house. Things you expect to hear in everyday conversation.
Mm-hmm.
So I will definitely say that WrestleMania was absolutely fantastic.
Really?
Yes.
I do not have high expectations for modern WrestleManias. So.
I don't have the highest of expectations for wrestling at WrestleMania, because to me, WrestleMania has always been about the aesthetics.
And the spectacle?
SummerSlam, to me, has always been the actual wrestling show. It's the budget WrestleMania, but since they aren't putting all their budget into the aesthetics as much, that actually gives them more to focus on inside the ring. One example I'll give is that WrestleMania 20 something that Dwayne was hosting. Miz came out to his giant awesome balloons, which is a cool visual, but the match itself, outside of Rock interfering and costing a scene of the match, it was pretty forgettable. But the SummerSlam after that was an all-around decent wrestling show. So that's my general train of thought. WrestleMania, it's about the show. SummerSlam, it's about the wrestling.
Now, what's this I've been hearing about the main event was actually a botch?
According to some people, the main event was supposed to see Becky Lynch make Charlotte tap out to the disarmor. But apparently, let me explain. The finish of the match saw Becky kind of reversing. I was about to say Roddy, and it's not Roddy. Ronda Rousey's. She's trying. She's failing miserably, but she's trying.
Mm-hmm.
Ronda went for her finish, the Piper's Pit, because, it wasn't obvious enough. And Becky reversed it into a pin.
Mm-hmm.
And although Ronda sort of kicked out of the pin attempt, the ref counted 3 anyway. And so it's kind of a botch in that Becky was not supposed to pin Ronda, but whoopsie daisies, there it was.
This smells like new kayfabe to me.
It might be.
I hate new kayfabe.
It might be, but I'm not sure.
I mean, there becomes a thing where, we don't like Ronda, so we want to say that she's just being an ass about this. But this smells like new kayfabe. This smells like Hunter or Vince is like, people don't like Ronda. Well, we're gonna make it seem like Ronda is a huge fucking asshole in real life.
Maybe that should be her character. Better than riding the coattails of dead legends.
It's WWE. They don't know how to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Nah.
Also of note on the show, Kofi Kingston won the WWE Championship like he should have.
My universe, all my WWE Universe games are vindicated. Vindicated.
I always give R-Truth the championship, but that has never happened before, and probably never will.
Nope.
Let's see, what else happened at Mania? All the correct belts changed hands. Rollins dethroned Brock Lesnar, finally.
Yeah.
Took him long enough.
Yeah. Becky, I already noted that she won, but she also, because she won the match, she won both women's championships, both Raw and SmackDown.
Okay.
Yeah, because Ronda was Raw's women's champion, and Charlotte was SmackDown's.
Okay.
So that match was for all the belts, and now Becky has both belts. Let's see. Intercontinental Championship is currently held by... Who is it?
I feel like it's Dolph Ziggler.
Finn Balor.
Finn Balor.
Yeah.
He defeated Bobby Lashley to win back the Intercontinental title.
Bobby Lashley's
And then
back?
immediately, Bobby Lashley
Yeah.
has been back for well over a year at this point.
What?
He returned last year after that WrestleMania.
Why?
Because he wasn't doing anything better. His MMA career is over. He was done with TNA.
He did MMA?
He did MMA.
Why?
I ask myself that every day. No, I don't, because I don't care.
Says how little I care. I didn't even know in the first place. Oh.
Samoa Joe retained his retained his championship in a match against Rey Mysterio. Rey was actually injured, so it was a very quick match.
Ray's back?
Rey's back.
Why?
He's also been back for about a year.
I have not been paying attention to WWE.
Nope. And as of the moment, both Finn Balor and Samoa Joe are on the same show, that show being SmackDown, and they are both champions, the mid-card champions, United States and Intercontinental. So that's probably going to change in the near future. But either that or they're just going to flat out move Samoa Joe to Raw. I'm not sure what's going on there. Because both superstars, wrestlers, whatever you want to call them, have recently won their championships. So I almost feel like they shouldn't throw the belts around too much. Because they've already been doing a lot of that leading up into WrestleMania.
It's WWE.
Yeah. So it'll probably happen. I'm just not quite sure who's going to drop to who at the moment.
WWE handing out belts like candy is akin to comic books killing off characters. It's a
And bringing them back.
It's a shock thing and explicitly designed just to get views for that one episode, but it detracts from viewers for every other episode.
Right.
Because it loses long-term value.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, my cruiserweight boys, the professional kickoff boys, Tony Nese defeated Buddy Murphy to become new cruiserweight champion. And I'm well aware that you probably have no idea who either of those two goons are.
Buddy Murphy was in 2K16, wasn't he?
Yes, he was.
Okay, I remember him as blonde generic man.
Right. No, that's Blake. Murphy is the redhead.
I'm not very... Whenever a redhead is not like bright red, I don't consider it redhead. I'm really bad about it.
Right. I gotcha.
I will... If it's strawberry blonde, I will call it blonde. If it's light redhead, I will just call it brunette. Redhead
There we
for
have
me
it.
is only like jet red, which I realize is wrong, but I still keep doing it.
So yeah. Me personally, I was a big fan of Tony Nese, and when Buddy Murphy first got called up to the 205 Live roster, I felt like he was kind of replacing Nese at that time because his both no, not even both. Just in about every regard, Buddy Murphy seemed like just another Tony Nese. So it was actually a very interesting build-up into that match because they're both so alike.
Which is to say they're both boring?
You could say that, but I tell you you're wrong. Don't go messing with my cruiserweights.
I mean, I could just mess with the cruiserweights by calling in Kevin Nash. Something vanilla midgets. I don't know.
I'm trying to think of anything else interesting of note that happened at Mania, but nothing comes to mind. Almost immediately after Mania, though, the Superstar shakeup came, and that's why we're in that predicament with the mid-card belts.
What the hell is Superstar Shakeup?
It's kind of like the draft, but not.
Oh, so it's just like the draft wasn't a cool enough name.
Right.
Here's something a little
The
snappier
draft was
because
just
kids
too
nowadays don't have
mainstream.
attention span.
Here's something else that we can put a catchy tagline on. I don't think there was really anything of much note. Miz is going to Raw, which, obviously they had to put him on the USA Network because that's where his reality show is.
Mhm.
Miz has a reality show?
He does.
Yeah.
Miz and Mrs.
Miz and Mrs.
Okay, I'm happy people care that much about Miz, but I can't imagine Miz having a terribly interesting life. I'll be honest.
You say that as if reality TV is actually based on reality.
Alright, but they gotta get Miz to actually go places now.
Miz is always going places, though.
Is he? Miz seems
Yeah.
like a gigantic nerd to me.
I mean, he might be, but do you know how much press work that kid does?
No?
Next to John Cena, it's probably gonna be Miz.
Really? I'm used to
Yes.
treating Miz like he's dried shit.
I mean, that's how they might treat him every now and again, but for the press work, he's always doing the interviews, doing the PR work, doing all that kinds of nonsense.
I mean,
Radio
Miz is
shows and whatnot.
I don't doubt that Miz is a hard worker. I've been like Miz is honestly my favorite wrestler of all time. But I'm just doubtful that they would give him PR work to do.
I mean, if he's willing to do it, and he's always doing it, and he does a good job of it, because, he comes from reality TV. He's a good talker. He's probably the best talker they've got.
People did not stop mocking him for the early years of his career because he came from reality TV.
Right?
Okay. You know what? I want a dissenting opinion here because I think me and Pink are both Miz fanboys. Addy, what do you think of the Miz?
I like the Miz.
Ah, damn it, you like him too? Fuck.
You can't
Yeah, no.
not like the Miz,
Yeah,
and
I was about
that's
to
why he's
say.
their PR guy.
Yeah, he was the reason I watch it, so.
Exactly.
Even Mike likes Miz, and Mike hates all modern wrestling things. Mike is the ghost that haunts this podcast now.
He really is.
He died, and
don't-
we are doing this podcast in his memory.
We're doing this podcast in his body, in his grave.
I want
What?
I wanted to hear Mike to say in the background, "Stop saying I'm dead." You can almost hear him in the back of your heart. Oh man, did Miz do anything at WrestleMania?
He faced Shane McMahon in a Falls Count Anywhere match.
I forgot Shane's wrestling again.
Yeah.
Addy, if you do not open this door, I will break it the fuck down. There we go. Thank you. Yeah, I'm also invading Addie's house while I podcast. I'm fucking
I would
Jack
actually-
Nicholson in The Shining, and Addie has nothing to say about it. Addie's like, I dealt with worse.
I'm actually willing to say that Shane and Miz had a great match at Mania.
Really?
Yeah. It's sort of to be expected when you have a Falls Count Anywhere stipulation, because it's just mindless fun.
It's also Shane there, so...
It's also Shane, so yeah, he fell off a couple of tall structures.
I was about to say, if they can't
Made
think
me
up a
nervous
good
watching
match structure, then Shane will just be like, alright, I'm gonna go jump off something.
I'm gonna go fall off the roof of this stadium. Be right back. Give me a minute.
Vince must be something, man. Yeah. Alright, son, I'm gonna need you to kill yourself for a couple pay-per-views.
It's for the kids.
Is
For
it?
the kids.
Is it?
We gotta put smiles on kids' faces.
I'm somehow doubtful.
By dying 2 feet in front of them. You have to put smiles on kids' faces by dying 2 feet in front of them.
Oh, man. Good old wrestling. It's so dumb. And did the John Oliver chant actually happen?
Like people care about John Oliver. Come on now. No chance.
Okay.
No chance happened.
No chance in hell. That's what you got?
Alright, anything else notable out of WrestleMania?
I don't believe so. There were multiple battle royals. Braun won one of them, which no surprise. Carmella won the other one because it was Mania was being held in New York or something. Not New York, New Jersey, I think it was. And obviously, big international crowd, you got to make sure the hometown hero wins. Because logical sense.
Because everyone likes Carmella.
Right. And unfortunately, they didn't have literally anybody else from New Jersey.
Did fucking Zack Ryder
I mean, they could have had...
Zack Ryder actually won the
from...
tag team titles with Kurt Hawkins.
Yeah.
Pre-show.
Kurt Hawkins is back?
Yeah.
Kurt
Zack
Hawkins
Ryder...
has been back.
Why?
And do you want to know what the big build-up into this match was?
No.
Yes, you do. You know you do. It's Zack freaking Ryder.
I like Zack. I hate Kurt Hawkins.
So Kurt has been back, I want to say 2, maybe 3 years at this point. Whenever the first initial brand split and draft occurred, way back when, and when I say first, I mean the reboot version of it.
Yeah.
The sequel. But yeah, Kurt Hawkins returned during that period. Has had not won a match ever until WrestleMania.
He has not won a single match since he came back.
Nope.
I like that.
It's been quite a ride for Kurt Hawkins.
Like, I just go back to the days of the WWE games where everybody was begging for Kurt Hawkins and Tyler Rex to be in the games. Which, by the way, that's a flashback there when WWE games didn't have literally everyone on the current roster.
Back when the rosters completely neglected to get any lower card people in there.
But they got Primo.
They got Primo, so all was well and dandy.
Was it?
I love Primo. You shut your mouth.
You know what? I've never watched a Primo match in my life outside of the Los Matadores. And that's a poor first impression to have of Primo.
That is. Oh man.
I have not watched any Colon match, but I still prefer Carlito.
Carlito is awesome.
I like how you pronounce it. You don't pronounce it Cologne, you pronounce it colon.
Yeah.
They gotta eat broccoli to get stronger. That'd be a hell of a wake-up taunt right there. Build up to the finisher. Oh, he's eating the broccoli. It's coming.
I mean, Carlito was already keeping himself happy. He ate apples, and he did spit it out to people, but he ate apples.
He only spat in the face of people who weren't cool.
What is the thing about, what is the association of people eating apples, walking around and eating apples, being assholes? What is that association?
I don't know.
I don't know, but if it's been around for so long, it's hard to deny.
I love eating apples. Fuck you.
Asshole.
See? I love apples too.
Oh, damn it, I am an asshole. Addie, do you eat apples?
No, I don't like apples.
Yeah, I was about to say, thank God. There's one person here we can trust not to eat fruit. Addie's the kind of guy, alright, hey, we got a new food for you to try. And Addie's like, did you have to kill somebody to get it?
You cut out.
Addie's the guy, we try to give him new food, and he's like, did you have to kill something to get it? No? Then I don't want it.
I mean, it's part that freaking I'm a picky eater, so
You're too old to be a fucking picky eater.
I'm pretty picky. All things considered, I still eat a lot more than when I was freaking small.
I was a picky eater when I was 5, but you know what? I grew the fuck up.
Mm.
Eat your veggies like a fucking man.
Oh no, it's not the veggies. It's a different kind of meat that I don't eat. That I'm picky about. Like I will never eat octopus, for example.
I've never
I don't
tried it.
imagine many people would.
Well, the thing of the octopus is that's not a question of taste. That's a question of what if I choke on it? What if it sticks to the inside of my throat and I choke on tentacle? And that's a real bad way to go.
Yeah.
Really though, how often are you to encounter octopus? Just casually, like go have some dinner. Oh, hey, here's some octopus on the table.
I mean, there is the option of Hawaiian pizza.
No, there isn't.
I mean, here they put octopus on it. Not sure why.
They do not put octopus on Hawaiian pizza here.
No?
What?
Pizza you're eating. I wouldn't imagine that seafood would be widely popular in Hungary. Because you're kind of not near any oceans.
Well, they can get seafood. They just have to kill some Slavs for it.
Seafood is pretty popular among the freaking hipster crowd. I know because my older sister is one. Like she tried clams and then she had an allergic reaction to clams. That was funny.
Most people do.
That was funny.
That was Jesus, Hattie.
It's fun to see people in pain.
No, she wasn't in pain. She just had freaking whatchamacallit, bloody. I forget the English name. Bloody those pimple-like things that are itchy.
A rash?
Yeah. It gave her acne.
Yes, it gave her acne basically. And so, like the funny thing wasn't that she was in pain. The funny thing was that the whole day that she was preparing the clams, my mom was like, "Don't eat clams because they will do shit that you don't know." And she was like, "No, people all over the world eat clams, so I'll be fine." And she wasn't fine.
She was not fine. Spoiler alert, she was not fine.
Is clam allergies hereditary?
Clam what?
Is clam allergies
Allergies.
hereditary? Are clam allergies hereditary?
No, I heard you. I don't know.
I wouldn't have the slightest clue.
Well, I'm not a sea expert. I don't know.
I'm not much of a seafood person either, admittedly. I don't like crab or lobster, and when you don't like crab or lobster, that means you're not a seafood guy.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I ate shrimp before, but that's about all seafood I got.
I love shrimp. When I was a kid, I hated fish, but I'm starting to come around on fish. Fried fish, particularly.
Right.
Because
Like, anything other than fish or like shrimp kind of unnerves me. Like I will never ever ever eat a clam or an oyster.
Yeah,
Okay.
agreed.
I'd be curious to try it, but I hear so many horror stories about the allergies like that.
Right.
Just wait until you want to try that frog.
Oh.
Well, I'm not French, so I'll pass.
I'll be
How-
honest though. I think I trust a frog more than I trust a clam.
Yeah, I trust frog.
How about the Chinese delicacy that is 1,000-year-old eggs? Freaking hell.
Oh.
That's
Oh
a
my
long time for an
goodness.
egg to not be hatched.
Oh.
I'm picky about my regular
don't think-
eggs.
Have you guys not heard about 1,000-year-old eggs?
I have not.
No.
I've heard about the eggs washed in little boy piss. Have you guys not heard about
You've
that
heard about
one?
the egg what?
I haven't.
There are some parts of China that are really into like eggs like soaked in little boy piss.
That exists as well, yes.
I can't explain it.
It's a urine
It gives them
marinade.
youth powers. It gives them youth powers.
Well, yeah, that's
They
actually. I
consume.
assume that's actually where it came from.
Look, first you eat the chicken's youth, and then you take the genes of your youth through the piss,
Yeah.
and then you pray to your god Bear Grylls.
What is it with like? I'd assume that's like a holdover from ancient Chinese culture. What is it with ancient culture and like its obsession with children and doing things to children?
I don't know.
I
But
wouldn't
it's
have the
weird.
slightest clue.
You're the ancient.
Addie,
You're the ancient green.
Addie, you live next to the Greeks. Go fucking ask them.
I actually have a freaking friend who lives in Greece, but I haven't spoken to him in a year.
Call him up now. Hey, what's up with pederasty? And that's it. Just ask that.
Why is Heracles always naked? Always.
Well, obviously that's to show off his muscles. Come on.
Right.
Well, yeah, but fully naked.
How can they know you have great biceps unless your dong is flapping in the wind? How?
Precisely. They wouldn't know.
Addie, I don't know if you've ever seen an actual bodybuilding competition. Those guys might as well be naked.
I can't hear anything you're saying, so.
Okay. Now let me go with an example you will know. Addie, you know that one shooter that not Parodius, but something along the lines of Parodius, but everything is replaced with very, very muscular men in Speedos?
Yes.
Okay, you remember how tiny those Speedos are? Like, absurdly tiny? That is how tiny actual bodybuilder Speedos need to be. Like, it is actually very important that they cover up the dick, obviously, for reasons, and they cover up the ass crack for reasons, but even the full breadth of the ass cheeks and the hips needs to be shown for bodybuilding competitions. This is not just like some crazy artist was like, I want to see Hercules' dick. Like, it's a whole thing of making the bodybuilder naked so you can see the full entirety of the musculature.
But the only people not naked are women.
That is false, sir.
I don't know, I didn't see a lot of freaking classical art with naked women from Greece.
They're topless. They're definitely topless. They're wearing toes
Right.
over the bottom, but they're topless.
Topless, yeah, but not fully naked.
Well, I'm sure they're not wearing anything under the togas either. They probably didn't invent underwear yet. Why are we talking about this? Weren't we supposed to be talking about WrestleMania?
I don't know.
A long time ago, we were. Yes. We've diverted to a great degree.
So is WrestleMania any good, Pink?
It was very good. Like, I would say these previous years have been delivering very good WrestleManias. I think this was probably one of their best in several years.
All right. And what were you going to say before your Wi-Fi cut you off? Pink? Pink? No!
Need a heavy dead soundbite. Where Pink's Wi-Fi screws him over.
A soundbite of the Heavy's death from TF2?
No, the heavy saying dead.
Oh, dead. That's one of my favorite sound bites to throw in. Dead. It's just so simple.
And we're back.
Yeah.
Oh,
Looking at the amount of
I
creeps.
gave you opening gifts for your new, whatever this is. I see you don't appreciate it. Why do you not appreciate my gifts, Addy?
Because they're highly explosive.
For those of you who can't see what's going on, aka all of you, I just put a ton of creepers all over Addy's new building. I'm just bothering him today.
I mean, I can help with that.
Help with what?
Okay, that didn't work.
All
Here
right.
we go. Let's try it now.
So before I cut out, did I get my closing statement on WrestleMania across?
No.
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 All right. Let me repeat myself and hopefully not get disconnected again. I would say that every WrestleMania since WrestleMania 30 has been very good. This previous WrestleMania, WrestleMania 35, was absolutely one of their best, in my opinion.
All right.
There we go.
Right. Yeah.
Addy, I only took a single heart of damage, but you lost a chunk of your building. You played yourself. All right. Well, Addy, while you work on that, what have you been up to in the past week?
Right, this one full of pictures. So, in the past week, I finished Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Okay, let's get... What's the verdict?
I agree with myself before I got the game. It's a good game. It's not a good Assassin's Creed game, but it's a pretty freaking good game.
Okay.
Makes sense.
What went through my mind is, Addy's going to say he likes the game. He is not going to let the grudge go.
The game is fine. The sailing is actually a lot better, though it's, as I've said last week, it's still boring as shit. That's just sailing. As long as they have sailing, it's gonna be boring as shit. The different playstyles are interesting, in my opinion. The friggin' what else is there? The story. The story is alright to me. There's different endings. I only got one, but the ending I got was, in my opinion, a bit cut off, or at least it felt cut off. Now I got a happy ending, so maybe the happy ending is just supposed to feel empty, but
Bad endings tend to be pretty conclusive, so...
but yeah. Going into the characters, there are a couple of interesting characters, such as, how okay, let's give a spoiler warning, because that's I want to spoil everything. So if you want to play Assassin's Creed Odyssey and not be spoiled, quit now, I guess. I don't freaking know. I don't do spoiler warnings.
It's
That's
been
another
like
thing.
5 months. I'll just go ahead and say you're probably fine.
But yeah, so the whole Deimos being your sibling who got lost thing was a twist that I called. But they are actually an interesting character because if you can convince them to join you, if you can convince them to become a part of your family again, then it lends itself to a pretty funny family scene where they don't know how to act among people because they were taught to not be a person. They were taught to be a machine that kills people, and that's their character. So it's pretty funny how well, the scene is pretty funny, is what I'm trying to say.
They're
Yeah.
not adjusted
It's hard.
to
It's hard.
normal society.
So
It's hard to think and build at the same time. Yeah. What are you going to say?
Speaking of thinking and doing something else at the same time, one of you two that's in creative, presumably Pink, can you help me here? Because while I was in creative, I covered my house and my property in creepers, just joking around. And Addy put me in adventure mode as punishment for covering his house in creepers. So I need somebody else to come and clear the creepers out.
Yep, on my way.
Addy, keep going. So let me get this straight. If you pick one gender, the other gender can become your party member.
You cut out. Bloody hell.
So let me get this straight. Not only does the other one become your Virgil, but there's a way to make them your party member.
Yes. The ending of the game is decided by you speaking to them, basically, because you can revert. Well, there's a couple of points that you can kill them if you don't want to actually deal with that. But I was like, I want to leave everybody alive. Now, never mind the fact that Ubisoft doesn't recognize me leaving Stentor alive, because for some reason it doesn't. He even came after me as a mercenary later, but he's dead, according to Ubisoft. Anyway. Yeah. So you can get all of your family as party members when you finish the game, when you finish the main story.
All of your family?
Yeah, all of the ones who are still alive. You can kill all of your family, all of them.
So, like, are your mom or your dad?
No, you can kill everyone. Like you have your mom, you have your dad, you have your other dad who dies anyway, so it doesn't matter. And then you have Demos if they join you.
But they can also be your party members if you don't kill them.
Yeah. I'm not sure how you kill your. I'm not sure how you kill your mom in the game. I didn't find it. I didn't find the mission that allowed me to make such a thing exist. But for every other character, there's a clear point where you can kill them or not. For example, with Nikolaus, your father, his death is not the start of the game if you decide to kill him or not. Later you might also be able to do it, or you might not. I'm not gonna tell, even though we did a spoiler warning. Bloody hell! Why am I doing this anyway? But yeah, so on the top of the game, you can decide Nikolaus's fate. Then after that, it's Stentor, who doesn't really do anything. He's just a stepbrother. Then there's Demos, who you can decide on the battlefield, and then later on the cliff where both of you get thrown off at the start of the game. So you can decide their fate twice, and then I'm not sure when you decide the mother Mirini's fate. You do, apparently, according to Ubisoft anyway. So yeah, that's it. That's that. The ship crew. You can actually change how your crew looks. You can also get them through taking down legendary ships or ships of worth. You can get different skills by buying from Ubisoft for money. You can get them from the Ubisoft Club, shit like that. There's also things called I forget, commanders, I believe, who are an increasing number of people who are actually named characters that you can use to help you on the ship and help take over other ships when you board them.
So is this like Nexus
Characters.
system?
No. There are just a couple of characters that you can get from. Well, there's two ways to get commanders. One way is to do missions, and then for some people you can ask them to join your crew, and then you find out their stats later, or you can hover over any person, any mercenary. I don't think the mercenaries, but any normal freaking soldier dude, and the game will tell you whether what stats they have for the ship, and then you can just knock them out and fight them away.
So it's more like Phantom Pain then.
Yes. Then, for other thing that actually surprised me as a part of the last story mission. Well, that it's actually weird because it's a really stupid part of the story that shouldn't have been in in the first place, and it seems like they knew it because it's not actually part of the signified story missions. I don't think it's not part of it until you go and trigger the first mission.
Okay.
So there's this whole thing about Atlantis and Pythagoras, and spoiler alert, Pythagoras may be your dad.
So you've got 3
Maybe.
dads.
You have two. It's Nikolaos and Pythagoras.
Okay.
Yeah, Nikolaos was your stepfather, turns out, and Pythagoras was your real father. Now, never mind the fact that he's actually been living in a cave for the past 100 years when he should have been dead.
Assassin's
And
Creed?
somehow, somehow, well, there's actually an explanation for why he's alive. There's no explanation how he conceived you. Like, did freaking Mirini just go to the cave one day and be like, "Oh, if only there was a man here," or something?
If only there were a crusty old mathematician here for me to bone.
Yeah.
Can somebody help me? I'm stuck in a hole. And I can't get out because Addie took away my powers.
You.
Oh, by the way, we forgot to mention, by the way, between sessions, Addie fucking accidentally Thanos snapped all the animals to death.
Oh yeah.
Am I just permanently gonna be stuck in adventure mode?
For now.
Alright. Thank you for helping me out here. So, with Odyssey,
So, yeah.
how strong do you think the Greek setting is?
I don't like ancient times. Just in general, I don't. It's not a time in history that I like. So
Could you not just
For-
teleport me out of
yeah.
the hole?
I could have, but that you wouldn't have this under your house. That take care of later.
Where are you expecting him to go?
But yeah, so the Greek setting for the main story is very freaking important. Actually, there's a lot of things referencing the Greek setting and Greek mythology and shit like that. And I was lost because I don't know Greek mythology because I don't care about Greece. Like from the ancient civilizations, I'm a Rome guy, but even then, I don't like ancient Rome.
Yeah, Rome's a little weird, admittedly, yeah.
But yeah, so
Shit.
the ancient setting. There's lots of references to the myths. There's tons of myths that you can react actually.
I could have sworn there was like a little poster or something that featured the assassin dude or dudette, whatever you chose, going up against Medusa.
That's a thing, yes. That's a thing in the Atlantis missions. You have to kill 4 mythical beasts. These mythical beasts are a Cyclops, the Minotaur, Medusa, and I forgot the fourth. Oh, the Sphinx. Yeah, the Sphinx.
Yeah.
The Sphinx is Egyptian, isn't it?
No, it's Greek in origin.
Oh. Ptolemy? Is it Ptolemy's fault that it's in
Yeah,
Egypt? Yeah.
Probably, yeah. Yeah, the Sphinx mission was actually weird because through to the freaking thing, the myth, there's a riddle, and if you can answer all of the riddles correctly, then the Sphinx just dies. It's Fallout 1.
Help. Help. Thank you. Thank you.
So yeah, that was weird to me because I was like, wow, an actually good RPG move in this video game that was turned into an RPG.
Yeah.
Because one of the things that I liked about the first Fallout was how even the last boss you could beat just by talking, and that's a smart move in my opinion. Like that's a smart gameplay move for an RPG.
Well, I mean, when there's a charisma stat,
You abuse it.
Yeah. But yeah, I also completed the DLC for Assassin's Creed Odyssey. both of them. Both of the ones that are out, because we have all of the Legacy of the First Blade and the first part of the Secrets of Atlantis, I think. The Legacy of
Nobody said anything.
Legacy of the First Blade discusses Darius, or well, actually, do you think they would use the correct pronunciation?
No.
Because the Hungarian pronunciation is the correct.
Nobody uses the correct Greek pronunciations because the correct Greek pronunciations are fucking weird.
I don't know, Darius makes sense to me, but then I'm Hungarian. Also it's Persian, not Greek.
Darius is not that bad, but like stuff like Hoplite, that stuff's ridiculous.
Yeah. I liked how Mycena had, I think, like 3 different pronunciations in that game, because it was Mykene, it was Mykene, it was Makine, or something like that.
Makine.
I like Mycena. That one's funny to me.
It's personally Mycena. But yeah. Where was I going? Yeah, Legacy of the First Blade. Actually, a lot of important characterization for the main character is locked behind freaking Legacy of the First Blade. Because if you decide to actually do things like not an asshole and help people and shit like that, the character gets a kid, and then that kid ties into Origins, and from Origins everything else.
Okay. How's your character
Yeah.
as a kid? I mean, is it like a thing of if you go down a certain path, your character will like help someone, and then sleep with them? Unless it was Immaculate Conception or something, but
Yeah, what happened is well, I don't know about Cassandra because I played through it as Alexios. I started playing through as Cassandra, but I can't take her seriously because it's just Demos. It's just Demos now
huh.
for me. But yeah. Through as Alexios, and how it happened is that there are 4 or 5 episodes of this. I think 4 episodes of this deal. And between the 4th and the 3rd one, Darius and his daughter to not leave you there because you're loving the daughter. You're loving the daughter, and then that leaves if you waited long enough for it to become a love check, because that's a thing that they added, by the way.
Yeah.
So if you wait for it to long enough to become a flirt speech thing, then they form a family, and from that family gets spawned the kid.
Because that's how families work. Have we flirted enough?
Right?
Yeah.
All right, kid. I'd be curious for Cassandra. Like, she romances Darius's daughter, and it's like, the kid just appears between them, and they're both like, what the fuck?
She romances Darius. I mean, it's a possibility. I mean, never mind the fact that Darius at this point is like 70, but you know, weirder things have happened in Greece.
Weirder things do happen in Greece.
Like the entirety of but yeah.
There's a specific part I'm trying to reach of this cave, and I can't.
Right, anyway.
I can't fucking get there.
I'll catch you.
Oh my god. So, curiosity's sake, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, how many romances did you go for? Or rather, how many times did you get laid? Knowing Assassin's Creed.
I tried. I think the last tried. No, actually, that's a lie. The second to last one was daughter, because then there was also the Pierces of Artemis. That was like, "Ooh, you got me the Nemean Lion's hide. Let's have sex."
That, I guess she's like, oh, you killed the shit out of that lion. That's hot.
But yeah, I actually refused advances from the princesses of Aphrodite, also was prostitutes. More than
It's my kind of church. It's actually not, but you know.
but yeah, I said no to their advances more often than I did. Like the funniest part of the whole game for me was how the first person that I got into a romance scene with was the male freaking doctor from some random ass village.
Hey, if he's good enough.
I mean, he's a doctor, so he has to be good with his hand.
Yep, true.
But yeah,
I don't remember leaving this
Oh.
batch of explosives over from the old explosives.
I don't think those worked, I suppose.
yeah. Overall, I'd say that Assassin's Creed Odyssey was pretty freaking fun. I'd say that the main game, even if you don't buy the DLC, then the main game is not really Assassin concerned. So if you don't like Assassin's Creed, it's still just an RPG that you can play and then ignore Layla all 15 minutes that she gets in the main story. Because that's about all that she does.
Oh. The
And yeah, as for my pictures this week, I didn't get memes, but I did get war stories. Namely,
War stories.
oh,
yes, namely war stories of how I waged war against the entirety of numerous times.
the entirety of what? The entirety of what?
You cut out.
You keep cutting out. I can't. Well, the entirety of what? What did you wage war against, you son of a bitch?
Sparta.
Sparta?
Sparta.
Yes.
Sparta.
Sparta. The Sparta that of Dante and Nero. Not Nero, freaking Virgil.
That changed things. Nero, I am your brother. What?
Aren't you like 50 years younger than me?
Shut up, I'm eating pizza. I am shocked Addy has not set off these explosives behind me. So basically, the
I
backstory...
could, but then I'd have to help and clean up.
Look at my house, Addy. The house is fine. The house is not getting touched by any explosives. Everything else around it is fucking wreckage. Jesus. I will say it's probably not going to
Let me find.
But what is the origin part here?
Yeah.
Like, is it just that? Oh, you're the grandpa of someone from Origins.
Yes. So what happens is that there's a cutscene at the end that shows because Darius, whatever, freaking him, he has to live with the kid to make sure that the kid will be fine because Alexios is getting constantly bombarded by not one but two cults who want to murder him, and both of whom have ties to the Templars. They are both basically part.
So
Yeah?
the Templars are have been around for even longer than the Assassins.
Yes. Well, technically no, since these are also just proto-Templars. Like these are the main story version is the Cult of Cosmos, and the DLC version is the Order of the Ancients, which was also the thing in Origins, I think.
Right. They'd have to make... Wait, okay. I was about to make a stupid... I was about to say, right, they'd have to make up some stuff because, like, Christianity... Because, like, the Abrahamic faiths didn't exist back then. I'm like, no, Judaism came around in, like, 2000, dumbass. 2000 BC.
So yeah,
It's pretty good.
it is. Now here's my pictures and report of the freaking wars.
Let me get the timestamp.
Oh, this one is the first battle that I had with the Spartans. There are only 4 or 5 casualties of this one because I was being generous.
Because you felt
Hopefully this will
generous.
sound correctly. Yeah, I mean you look at the number of people on the ground and you tell me if I wasn't generous.
It's not as bad as it used to be with Assassin's Creed. I remember some stuff in
Put up
Brotherhood
another
that was just
yeah
ridiculous.
yeah put up another timestamp
Okay, give me
because that picture was in the midst of the battle. This picture is at the end. Timestamp. There we go. Everything is at a delay for me. So that is the aftermath.
Oh my.
Overall, 4 people and a dog died.
Why the dog?
Hour when the dog died, but
Poor
it died.
dog.
Okay, you didn't do it. The Spartans just killed one of their own dogs.
What happened is that I was using my my fists, but for some reason that still killed the dog.
You punched the dog
So
in
yeah.
the face, and the dog just couldn't take it.
The poor
Yeah.
dog.
Poor dog.
This next one is, I think, from when I had a thing with Athens, where I was sent to kill a guy. I killed the guy, and then every civilian in the freaking 30 kilometer radius was just like, "I'm gonna start shit," and then they took out their freaking their and they came for me, and they chose a bad day to come for me. So, this picture I call.
Wait, do I need a timestamp?
Yes.
All right.
So this next picture that's coming up, I titled, Greek Mystios is apprehended by meat from Mortal Kombat Armageddon.
Well, it's still not come up yet.
Oh, you put the timestamp. Okay, there we go.
Oh.
I didn't hear it. Because it sometimes it doesn't let me know.
Oh.
So yeah, in this one a bear fell.
A bear fell from where?
That's a bear.
That's a bear.
Oh my
So what
goodness.
happened is that the mercenary was also around the corner. And they were like, well, this guy has a lot of money on his head because he keeps killing civilians. Because the civilians keep attacking him. So I can go and make a quick buck by going there with my bear and killing him. And he was wrong.
Did he ride the bear?
No, sadly no, they just walk along with people.
Aw, no Kislev.
There's also no RTO. Maybe in the Viking one.
Yeah.
This is the third one. With this one, I just pictured the aftermath to run because they were on my ass. But upon times,
Hang on. All right, shoot. Shoot! There we go. What's going on in this picture? Oh.
this is
Okay.
this is the when you dab too hard on them haters. You cut out.
I didn't say anything.
What do you say? Okay, but yeah, this is the aftermath of when you dab too hard on them haters.
Okay. For audience context, Addy provided us with a clip where he kills someone with a move that looks like a dab, and they go flying off in the stratosphere. Addy, I cannot believe you're not going to set off these explosives. What if something entertaining happens?
So yeah. Then I also did some basic photography because I do photography in video games for entertainment of myself. Let me see if I can find the one good picture. Oh, right. There's also something I wanted to tell you about that I just saw in a picture. So, you know how there's a Sparta kick, an ability that you can do.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can upgrade abilities, and by the third ability, the Sparta kick becomes the shotgun kick.
Okay.
It's not called that, but it's basically that. So put up a timestamp, and you will see the shotgun kick.
Give me just a moment. Yeah. Shoot. What?
There we go.
They have given up on realism.
That's incredible.
There's an ability. It's called the Shroud of Nox or something like that. That's just you go invisible for a time.
Ha!
A shit like that.
Nox
But
can't
yeah.
even do that in Smite.
That technically is called the Shroud of Nyx, but I'm pretty sure Nyx and Nox are the same person.
They are.
Yeah. And let me see if I can find the one good picture that I took that I really like. Yes, I did find it. So here's the one good picture that I really like. Photography session with it. If it actually gets added to Discord, bloody hell. Here we go. Put up a timestamp.
Okay, give me just a second. Oh my god, I can't even harvest wheat.
What?
Well, I'm in adventure mode and I can't even harvest wheat.
Oh, did you put the timestamp up yet?
I did.
Yeah.
I did too.
It's up.
Okay. There you go. That's the one good picture I took.
All right.
Beautiful.
He is shoving his
Pretty
crotch out
scenery.
off the ledge.
Like a true man.
So yeah, I also started Assassin's Creed 3 Remastered.
Okay, I've heard about the faces.
Yeah. About them.
Yeah. I ain't seen them, but I heard about them. What are we looking
They're
at?
actually tolerable, I'd say. Like, Haytham is really bad. Yes, he's really freaking bad.
He's one of the
William
most
Johnson.
important characters in the game.
Yeah. William Johnson looks freaking good though. William Johnson looks lifelike.
All right.
So yeah, overall the game looks a lot better in my opinion. I didn't notice a lot of gameplay changes. They advertised it by saying that there are a lot of gameplay changes, so I'm not sure what's going on. And yeah, that's about it. I gotten so far as to do the mission with the Cadet NCO, I think is her name, or something. I'm butchering it freaking badly.
Something Ezio.
Oh, it's Connor's mom.
Oh, doesn't she die in the very first mission?
No,
she dies in Connor's first mission. That's
yes.
what I was thinking of. Right, you have those
Yes,
missions you do with her and Haytham, and she kills people with Haytham, and Haytham's like, love it.
Yeah. And yeah, that's about all I've done, I think, because I've just been preoccupied going through Greece. Oh, I also read a shit ton of mythology in the past 2 days, but that's about it.
Alright.
Oh wait, no, I also started up Dante's Inferno.
Started up what?
Dante's Inferno.
Oh.
I'm not sure how faithful it is to the source material, but from the small lines that I checked, it seems pretty faithful.
That's interesting. 'Cause
Dialogue,
I
I
would
mean.
imagine a book like Dante's Inferno would provide any material for a video game, but
It
I
doesn't.
suppose I could be wrong.
It doesn't. So you have Dante's Inferno, which is a very light adaptation that throws in a lot more boobs and gore. And then you have Devil May Cry, which is only related by virtue of the fact that the characters are named Dante and Virgil.
But yeah, that game's alright so far. I it just seems weird to me because it's like it has it's about Christianity, the original story as well. That is just full of the Greek pantheon. You have freaking Chiron, you have King Minos.
I mean, part
That
of the whole thing was like there is an interpretation, like in Christianity, particularly around that time, it was very popular, that the gods of other mythologies and religions are real, but they're demons. They're not gods.
ah
And it was particularly popular in Dante's time, and I think actually didn't in the original book, Cerberus was still the guard of hell. I've not read,
probably.
I've not read Dante's Inferno. Oh, okay, Addie's shooting at me. I was like, what the hell is going on?
It's raining arrows.
What was I going to say? Yeah, my understanding of Dante's Inferno is pretty limited as well. It's mostly Dante talks to Virgil, which is the whole thing, because Dante's the author. Dante's actually just the author, Dante Alighieri. And Virgil was his favorite writer. So a lot of it is a fanfic of himself going through hell, heaven, and purgatory, and talking with his favorite writer.
Yep.
Oh, well done. Yeah, that's gonna be interesting.
Another part of what's amusing, didn't Pope Francis just recently make purgatory non-canon now?
Non-canon. I mean, I know that it comes from that, but still, it's weird to hear about parts of freaking the Christianity extended universe not being canon anymore.
Yeah. I wouldn't doubt it, to be honest.
Yeah. Oh, what was I going to say? There's something I was going to say. Okay, so Dante's Inferno. What gameplay structure does it have, Addy?
I heard Waggy Addy. So
Addy, what kind of game is Dante's Inferno?
God of War.
God of War. Okay.
Just want to rip off.
So character action without interesting mechanics.
Yes.
Okay. By the way, I should note for people who aren't observing this, Addy has spent the last 5 minutes doing nothing but killing me. You're like a small child, Addy. Your favorite fucking thing is to do nothing but just torture other people in video games when they can't help it. Dude. Okay, so I assume Dante has no interesting combo tools. It is just, uppercut. And punch, and punch, and air punch.
He has that sight. For some reason.
Oh yeah, I know he had the scythe, but he's proudly displaying it on the cover along with his big, dumb chest dick tattoo.
Yeah, he has the sight, and then he also has a book that he can freaking summon verses out of to shoot holy crosses at the demons.
And it hurts the demons.
Yes. Whenever you grab a demon, you can decide to either punish them or absolve them.
That makes no sense.
Also, there's also an absolvement minigame for people you find on the street who did bad and are now in purgatory.
So it's a character action game with a mechanic for non-lethal playthroughs?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, absolving them of their sins is still pretty legal because you bash their skull in with the Bible.
Oh, pfft. So, this game screams to me like mid-2000s Edge, you know?
Yeah.
Which explains why you're trying it.
It was free, that's why I'm trying it, otherwise I would have never played it.
Eddie, there's all kinds of shit that is given to you for free, and you're like, fuck that.
I don't know, man. The only game so far I haven't tried that was free with gold. I actually downloaded it. Was Marlow Briggs.
And Marlow Briggs is actually good! Marlow Briggs is actually a good character action game. And it's got James... oh, damn it, what's his name? Oh, who's... Oh, Pink, help me here. Do you know him, villain of Big Trouble in Little China, Lo Pan? He also voiced, Poe's dad in Kung Fu Panda, the little bird that's his dad and runs the ramen shop.
Oh, yeah, I know who you're
Yeah,
talking about, but
yeah,
I don't
it's
know the name.
Is it James
It's
Hong?
like James Hong, yeah.
Okay, yeah, James Hong voices the villain of Marlow Briggs, and he is hilarious while doing it. And that he's hammy as hell, and just going fully into it. Addie, I have a specific surprise for you in Pink that I am never going to get to if you keep killing me.
I can't hear what you say. I just said, Andy, I have a specific soup. And that's it.
How will you get my soup? How will you get my soup? Legitimately, I am getting killed by Addie every 2 seconds. Because I spawn instantly, and he now has a one-shot kill arrow. That he is just using every time. There's just something I wanted to show you guys. Jesus.
Alright.
Okay, whatever. We'll keep talking while I work on the surprise. Because I gotta find it. I hid it somewhere, and I don't remember where I hid it. But, yeah, Marlow Briggs is really fucking good. I didn't get around to finishing it, but it's a pretty short game to begin with anyways, because it was made on a very low budget. Because it's a fairly indie character action game. It doesn't really appeal. Alright, with that said, Addie, is that the last of what you did in the past week?
Yeah, I think so.
Alright, Volc, what you done the past week?
Oh, catching up on the Marvel movies because last week I totally failed. So I watched Captain America: The Winter Soldier, still amazing. Guardians of the Galaxy,
Still their best.
yes, yes. And then I watched Age of Ultron.
You poor soul.
I try to like it every time I rewatch it, but no, this doesn't happen. Then we watched Ant-Man, which is my favorite Marvel movie.
They took an absurdly charismatic actor in James Spader, and then they just put him behind a fucking CG face. Addie,
Yeah.
I'm looking for a lever. Can you help me find it? It should be on the side of a dirt block.
Yep. And then
I didn't hear what it's on the side of for sure.
Dirt.
trying to think. Oh, play Kirby's Epic Yarn.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that the most recent one? No, the most recent one is
No.
Star Allies.
Yeah. No, this one's an older one. This is like 2011, but I just play it with my little sister because you can't die in that one.
Yeah.
So I was like, here, let's play this one. This one's a good beginner game for you. She liked it. She got really good at it. I'm like, all right, yay. Then I played some more Mario Kart. I'm gonna try and watch Doctor Strange later on today.
Ooh.
Yeah. Got lots of catching up to do. That's pretty much all I've done.
I think everyone's got their solid favorites from the Marvel movies that they want to hit, and then there's the ones it's like,
Mm.
Because I'm always good to go over Captain America, Guardians, and Doctor Strange again, but if you're like, hey, want to watch Ant-Man? I'm like, no.
Ant-Man's my favorite movie.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'll be honest. I'm not huge on Paul Rudd.
It's all good. I've only really ever seen him in like 3 things. But
I had
I still
honestly never
enjoy it.
heard of Paul Rudd before Ant-Man.
Yep.
Parks and Rec. That was about where where I knew him from.
Mm.
Ant-Man's also a thing for me. Like it's weird to me seeing Hank Pym not be Hank Pym. You know.
Yeah.
Right.
That was a little upsetting.
Well, I mean, they can't have Hank Pym on film. For one thing, I am 99% sure that Michael Douglas would refuse to play that version of Hank Pym.
Mm-hmm.
And for another, I don't think that audience would be too fond of Hank's certain eccentricities Hank had, you know?
Right.
Right.
And there's the moment everybody's thinking of. I think they could exclude that with ease, but it's the fact that a lot of other things that Hank did that are very similar are very central to his character.
Right. Seemed weird to have him after Ultron anyways. That they messed that up.
He's not Yellow Jacket. He didn't create Ultron. He
Mm.
was only Ant-Man, largely off-screen. This basically isn't Hank Pym.
Yep.
It's Michael Douglas, but a genius.
Yep.
Son of a bitch, I just cannot find where it was. I would dig to look for it, but I'm in adventure mode. Thanks, Addy.
Hey, is this the level you're looking for?
Oh, where are you?
It's here. Can you see my name?
I'm looking all around, man, and I...
Behind you.
Oh, okay.
In the sky.
Is this the level you're looking for?
Wait, what was the most recent Marvel movie that you saw?
I mean, go ahead and hit it.
Who are we talking to?
You, because nobody else here has watched
Oh.
a Marvel movie recently.
Oh, okay.
I
Civil War.
watched Infinity War.
Yeah.
No, we haven't gotten to you yet. Shut up.
It's Civil War. That was the last
Civil
one.
War.
So we got to go to Doctor Strange now.
All right.
So the surprise is going off right now, and I don't think either of you guys are going to see it.
I don't.
Pink, go look at my lawn. Oh, it's going. It is going. I need to find a gate. I need to find a way to get.
Yeah, it's going.
Yeah, it's going.
It's going.
I can record it.
Hopefully, we're all recording. Oh, the frames. Oh, the
The
frames.
frames
Oh,
are
boy.
died along with that cow
no. Oh, no. Oh, no.
and those horses and everything
Everyone's
else.
dead.
All right. So there was my surprise. This entirety of the... For those of you watching at home, if we don't manage to get the recording in, I just blew up my entire front lawn in Minecraft.
Oh my goodness.
For the entirety of this recording, I've been trying to get you guys to detonate that. On accident.
Mm.
When I put the creepers all over my lawn and tried to get Pink to clean them up, I was hoping Pink would accidentally detonate one.
Look at the amount of experience.
Oh, I want it.
And now
You're the only one that
Now
can
we-
benefit from it.
I can't reach it though.
Take the waterfall down.
and now we make an even bigger explosion.
At this point, fuck it. If you guys...
That's the point.
Look, I want you to isolate my house entirely from the ground.
Kevin, I'll give myself bedrock and encase it in bedrock.
Just cover the bottom in bedrock. It'll be fine.
It won't. But the TNT likes to fly.
Should I talk about what I've done the past week?
Yeah.
I think we're good to move on.
All right.
Yep.
Sure.
Addie won't be handling meme hour this week. I'll be handling meme hour, which is actually closer to about 2 minutes, but hey.
Oh man. Changing of the guard.
And things are gonna be a little bit different for my meme. By the way, next week should we put Pink in charge of meme hour, see what memes he brings about?
Sure.
Okay then.
Addie brought the dank, and instead I bring less dank. Let me choose which one should go first. You know what? I like this one. Oh, I opened Audacity. Damn it!
Oh no.
That's the meme. He opened up Audacity.
There is a feeling of that. You can't deny the feeling of that. Everybody says GG. Not so much just to be nice, just to prove you're not a douchebag.
Right. The friendliest person there is.
Here's a...
Yeah.
Okay, you finish what you were going to say.
No, I can barely speak at this point, so I feel like I should be excluded now.
I can hear you clean, actually, right now, so go. Go before your opportunity is lost.
Oh. Yeah, then, the issue that with me just being on the receiving end of meme hour is that it's an issue with my family as well, is that, I actually see a lot of jokes. So a lot of times I don't find them funny because I've seen them already.
Oh.
This is one of those cases. Yeah.
Oh.
You've memed too much. The memes no longer have power over you.
Yeah.
Alright. Here's one that's just life.
There needs to be a big red arrow in that conspiracy video as well.
With a circle.
Mm.
A red circle.
Yep. Yep.
The truth is out there. X-Files theme starts playing.
Are the Illuminati gay frogs? The gig emoji.
Illuminati gay frog aliens. And now we're getting into Warhammer lore. And here's one last ad. What's wrong with me?
Here's one last ad. This is from WS.
We finally got a sponsor.
The corporations are throwing the memes at Alex.
This is all from WS shitty Facebook meme page.
Yeah.
No.
Here we go. One last meme, and this meme regards Addie's memes.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
That's meme hour. Hey, what did I do this past week? Oh, well, let's see. I watched a couple movies. I watched Avengers Infinity War.
I don't believe you.
It is still an incredible movie.
That I do believe.
I'd say objectively, Winter Soldier is still the best. Subjectively, for me, the best is either, like, my favorite rather, is either Guardians 2 or maybe Infinity War.
Good choices.
Or maybe E. Yes, E is my favorite Marvel movie.
Hey, man.
It was a
weird
weird
for characters in Phase 4 since they didn't know they had the Fox characters. Oh! So...
Yeah, my wife... Whatever, go ahead.
I think Infinity War is still a great movie. With that said, it does have some inconsistencies. The chief inconsistencies that bug me is, like, one that was pointed out in the video I saw the other day. With Thanos, they don't really, like... You can tell there was an element in writing that they wanted Thanos to be a hammy, classical villain who's like, "Whoa, I'm evil, whoa." And you can see that most in, like, the scene where he kills all the Asgardians, right?
Right.
But then he has all the moments where he's supposed to be sympathetic, and there's all that with Gamora and the idea that he's doing this for the good of the world. So, I think there was a lot of inconsistency there. I'm willing to bet that, like, Kevin Feige or someone was like, people keep shitting on our villains. We need a villain that's actually kind of sympathetic and likable.
Right.
And so they course corrected.
It would make sense.
The other little inconsistency, one of the primary themes of Infinity War is, like, we all know that one signature scene from every superhero comic book or movie or what have you, where the villain's like, you must choose between saving the people or saving your girlfriend or something like that, right? And the hero
Right.
always either chooses the girlfriend or chooses both, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And a large part of Infinity War is trying to dispute that and say, no, if you choose one person over over like 3 billion, you're a jackass. And that's part of the whole thing with Infinity War is, like, Thanos chooses to sacrifice the one person he holds dear, Gamora, he wins. Every other person, repeatedly throughout the movie, the other characters are faced with the same choice to sacrifice someone they hold dear, and they choose not to, and that's why they lose, right?
Right.
Right.
There's one problem. Twice in the movie, they do pick to sacrifice someone they hold dear, and it just doesn't work anyways.
Mhm.
Which creates a thematic inconsistency. Because Star-Lord
Yeah.
does choose to shoot Gamora in the head when Thanos has her, but Thanos turns the bullets into bubbles. And Scarlet Witch does choose to rip the stone out of Vision's head and kill him, but Thanos reverses time.
Right.
Vision dies twice.
I know.
Oh man, Vision! I felt so bad for Vision in that entire movie. There are some characters in movies that have got it hard, but there are a few that have gotten it harder than Vision did. But with that said, like, the action scenes are just absolutely incredible.
Mm-hmm.
And the way everything is assembled, I love the division into the 3 teams we get for the most of the movie. I'm always a fan of, like, dividing the cast into groups, and Infinity War is huge on that. Because we got one group that's Cap and Widow and Witch and Vision and all them. We got one group that's Thor, Groot, and Rocket, and we got one group that's Tony, Doctor Strange, Spider-Man, and so on.
Yes.
Right.
And they had some really fun group dynamics with just the tiny groups they established there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I realized while watching that movie, it makes sense that, spoilers for a year-old movie, it makes sense that Rocket is the only Guardian to survive the movie, because he's the only Guardian now that has much of a repertoire with any of the Avengers. Because he's now friends with Thor.
Right.
Right.
And also, I don't think anyone wanted to see Star-Lord for another movie. Like, that one is such a sore one for most, like, casual moviegoers. My sister still loses her shit at that scene.
Oh, yeah?
Admittedly, in her case, she's not watched Guardians 2, so it's a little less justified for her, but, you know.
Right.
There was setup there that she did not get to see. I did debate with my family a little bit, like, who do you think is going to ultimately defeat Thanos? And I'd kind of be curious to ask each of you, because I know that Infinity War is one of the few movies that actually Addie has watched. Who do you think should be the one to beat Thanos in the end? And I don't mean, like, it doesn't have to be directly physically defeat him. Which they shouldn't have Thanos be directly physically beaten, but they might go with it at this point. Fuck it.
Right.
If they do go with it, it should be Nebula.
I say Nebula.
Nebula is my second pick. I say Iron Man sacrifices himself for the greater of humanity.
I think they're going to go with Iron Man. Because Infinity War builds up Iron Man as Thanos' nemesis, and I thought that was complete and utter horseshit. The only thing they have in common is, like, both being troubled geniuses, and Thanos' invasion of Earth gave Tony PTSD. That's the only things they've got.
Right.
Right.
And, like, Nebula has been tortured for decades by Thanos.
Mm-hmm.
Thor had his family butchered by Thanos and his people.
Yeah.
Rocket pretty much lost his son. Cap lost his best friend.
Mm-hmm.
And Okoye, it's definitely not going to be Okoye, but I'm just saying, again, like, she would be better than Tony, because she lost the person she was supposed to guard with her life.
Right.
Yeah, personally, me, I would, like, just because I'm biased, I would want Rocket to be the one who kills Thanos. Because Rocket.
Here's the thing.
But
have you played Telltale's Guardians?
No.
Legitimately,
no.
The very first thing that happens in Telltale's Guardians is Rocket kills Thanos. And the rest of the story of Telltale's Guardians is following the consequences of what if Rocket killed Thanos. It's such a surprising, confusing moment that even Thanos, after getting a hole blasted through his chest by one of Rocket's guns, goes, huh, then flops over. Would you look at that?
But yeah, if I want to go for a realistic answer, I want it to be Doctor Strange. I believe he has enough ancient freaking gangside magic up his sleeve.
Right.
Come back from the dead?
Yeah, if he comes back from the dead, yeah, it's all on Doctor Strange. One thing that I've been toying with in my head that I really want to see, just in order to actually save the character, I want to see Hawkeye be the one to save the day.
Hey,
Have it be Ronin.
Nobody else in the world wants to see it. I want him to do the Grandmaster. Or, what was it? Was it the Grandmaster sequence? In the comics, I'm pretty sure Alex might know what I'm talking about. I believe there's this moment. I believe it was Grandmaster that the Avengers were facing.
Mm-hmm.
And in order to save basically the universe, Hawkeye decides to play a game with the Grandmaster because everything else has failed. It's all down to Cap and Hawkeye against this near immortal being with limitless power. So Hawkeye makes a bet with the Grandmaster. He's got 2 arrows. One is longer than the other, or shorter than the other, whatever you want to say. He has Grandmaster pick an arrow. No, it wasn't shorter or longer. It was one arrow has an arrowhead on it. The other does not. Pick an arrow. If it has the arrowhead on it, you win. Avengers won't fight back. They'll let you take the world in peace. If it doesn't have the head, you've lost. Undo everything you just did. Leave the planet. I want that sequence to happen in some sort of way, some sort of fashion.
The trouble
That would be awesome.
The trouble is that Grandmaster's an idiot.
Yes.
Thanos is not an idiot.
Yes, that's true.
The thing with this Grandmaster guy is that... Go ahead.
Regardless, I want and need Hawkeye to stop being the MCU Hawkeye and start being the comic Hawkeye.
Yeah.
Pre-2005, pre-Bendis, back when Hawkeye was the best Avenger on the roster you could ever find.
We all need to... That's the best hope that can come out of Kate Bishop, Hawkeye, honestly. Is that she'll be the spiritual Hawkeye we need.
Yes.
She'll be the hybrid between the two.
You know what turned me around midway through when I was thinking, and what could probably turn the audience around? Have Hawkeye beat Thanos, but emphasize that it is the smallest, weakest Avenger beating Thanos. Emphasize that it is like the guy who pretty much represents humanity by itself beat Thanos.
Right.
Because that Hawkeye beating Thanos would be like Batman beating Darkseid, you know?
Right.
With that, okay. Now let me ask you a reverse question: which character would be the worst if you thought they beat Thanos?
Spider-Man. If he came back.
Okay. When we were talking, my dad actually said he wants Spider-Man to kill Thanos. I went, no.
Oops.
How about no?
Thanos is just a little too far out for Spider-Man.
It's worse than that. I don't want Spider-Man to beat Thanos because I don't want Spider-Man to kill anyone.
You don't want Spider-Man to what? You cut out?
I said I don't want Spider-Man to kill anyone.
Right. Yeah.
With Marvel, like DC, I say they should be majority non-lethal. Marvel, I'm fine with most of the Marvel characters being lethal. Daredevil and Spider-Man are where I draw the line. You cannot have Spider-Man or Daredevil kill anyone, ever.
Absolutely
right.
not.
Yes.
I was going to jokingly say Daredevil, but now I say Iron Fist. But the thing is, it's shitty series Iron Fist. He just shows up out of nowhere.
Iron Fist. Nobody wants.
He shows up out of nowhere, just punches a hole in Thanos' chest and leaves.
And the audience leaves as well.
Oh my gosh.
They see his face come on screen, they just walk out.
Everybody in unison, stand up, turn around, walk out.
And Ike
The
Perlmutter
thing
is off
is-
somewhere masturbating. The Inhumans show up.
No.
Oh,
Remember
Bolt
those
kills
guys?
No, Medusa kills Thanos. There we go. That's the worst. Medusa kills Thanos. She strangles
yeah,
him
I
with
was
her
for-
hair.
Okay, no, you know what? You know what would be actually the worst, just because of continuity's sake. Since this now has the Fox stuff, have Deadpool show up and kill Thanos with a fourth wall break.
Oh no. Hey, look, Deadpool actually might be one of the only ones who would have the power to beat Thanos that way if you stick to that stupid logic.
I'm not.
That's
not
how the
saying that he
movie
wouldn't be-
ends. Deadpool beats Thanos by kicking him out of the movie frame.
Yeah.
Just throws him right out.
He kicks him into our world.
Um,
and Deadpool just
Oh
looks
my
at us and
gosh.
goes, "He's your problem now."
Oh my gosh.
No, the freaking Deadpool does a dynamic entrance to kick Thanos out of the movie, and then Thanos wakes up in the freaking Netflix universe.
Oh. Okay. You know what one would be the best? Because now he's part of the cinematic universe. Paste Pop Pete. Paste Pop Pete kills Thanos.
Yes.
Okay, what I'd actually say is the worst. I want to go with Carol just because I still don't like Brie Larson and think they're pushing her too hard. And if it were
That
anyone
would-
other than Brie Larson, I'd be fine with Carol killing him. Would I? No, I wouldn't.
I think it's just not cool because she came so late. It's like,
Yeah, I
oh.
wouldn't be happy to see it be Carol finishing the job because she just had her movie. She's just now getting introduced to the MCU. I feel like it would be a pretty lackluster send-off for the rest of the cast to say, hey,
Yeah.
thanks for everything you've built. Now we're going to hotshot this person straight to the top.
Yep.
This is our new face of the MCU. All you other guys can go sit back and relax. We've got this. Like, I just feel like it would be cheap to... It would almost feel
Yeah.
like a retcon in a way.
Right.
It's like, hey, Infinity War, that was cool and all. Now here's our prequel to that. Takes place in 1995. It's called Captain Marvel. And now let's have Endgame. Well, the big finale will be that this prequel character comes and takes down the big bad. You'll love that, right?
Right.
Yeah, I feel like I
No.
would be cheated from the proper end if it
Yeah.
were to be Carol.
If it was, I would just be so mad. You lost
Which
two
yeah,
stars.
Right, and that's the only
What?
real reason that I say Tony Stark needs to be the one to beat Thanos because he's the godfather of the MCU.
I don't even
That's
consider
a
him
To
good-
me,
Good point, but
it's the only.
I consider
I'm
all
not
the
the
Avengers
biggest
Godfather.
Iron Man Tony Stark fan either, and I would be happy to see anybody else take out Thanos. But I feel just because Iron Man is what started the MCU, it has to be Iron Man to finish the end game.
We're gonna have to agree to disagree there. In my case, it'll be a firm disagreement. Ugh. I also watched The King's Speech, which is the film
Which king?
George VI.
mm,
So it's a film about, well, King George VI, who inherited the throne in between World War I and World War II, and needed to give a bunch of speeches to give the British people confidence going into the Second World War, but there was a problem. He had a stutter. A very strong one, where he just outright could not talk at certain times. And it's about the friendship he developed with his speech therapist and his general path to becoming a fairly great orator. So the king, or King George VI rather, is played by Colin Firth. Meanwhile, his speech therapist is played by the wonderful Jeffrey Rush, who I love in every role of his, which I can say because I've only seen him in 2 roles, but still. So, Colin Firth, I'd assume, Pink definitely recognizes Colin Firth.
Let me Google him.
Kingsman.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was.
Yeah.
Oh, what was his name? The name of his agent? His agent name?
Oh my gosh, I forgot it.
He was Eggsy's mentor. He's the one that. The
Right.
church scene. The church scene.
Yes.
That's all I need
I
to
know
say.
what you're talking
Church
about.
scene. And the mentor, Jeffrey Rush is Barbossa from Pirates of the Caribbean.
Mm.
Okay.
And that's a good sign, because that's one guy who loves hamming it up. And it's a very well done, fun, heartwarming drama. And I guess it would be seen as Oscar bait, especially considering it was produced by the Weinsteins, which Dari tells you, yep, that's where that is. Surprisingly enough, no Weinstein penis in this one, though. Huh. I'm sure he was trying anyways. I don't want to... I'm trying to look for a way to talk about this. One thing I found about it is there's an odd thing with the modern drama and the modern kinds of movies that get, nominated for Oscars. It's hard for me to put my thumb on it, or put my finger on it right now as I'm speaking. I had a good word for it. All I can say is drama movies now feel different than drama movies did back in the 80s or 70s. And that, in the 70s, there was Godfather. And obviously, I'm being a little bit of an ass by bringing up Godfather, because it's the best. Of course, there's been nothing like Godfather.
Yeah.
But
I actually agree that they changed in quality, because I had to watch a couple of older drama movies in movie class because, I'm going into movies. And I can say that I like the old ones better.
which ones did you get to see?
A Stalker is the one that I remember the name of.
Oh, Stalker. Oh, okay. The movie based off the same book that the Stalker video games were based off of, yes?
I believe so.
That one, I've not seen it. It's on my list, but it's a Russian psychological horror film, right?
Ooh.
I liked it. I liked what small parts of it I saw, because, well, long story short, the movie class compromises of people who don't like people who like movies but don't like drama movies, and me who doesn't like movies but whatever. I have to steal ideas somewhere.
The thing I always love about film class is that how many people go in and they're like, I want to watch Fast and Furious, and they get in there, it's like, not that.
Yeah.
I want to watch the
Yeah. Funny you said it.
Funny I say what?
Funny you say that, because I think last week you asked me why I'm going into movies if I don't like drama. But the thing is, I'm only going into learning movies so I can know the ways to make the thing behind the scene. I don't want the artistic input, because I don't have
artistic.
Debatable. For me, it's completely. I completely turn my mind off and just go with whatever feels right. So.
Right, but there are some movies where editing can be used to say a lot about the story. And
That's
really
true, yes.
Set the scene. Like there's a part in Good Will Hunting I absolutely love. So there's a rule to film that you guys know the whole thing of when two characters are talking, you keep the camera on one side of them. You know that, right?
Yes.
So there's a thing with Good Will Hunting where it's a scene between Matt Damon and Robin Williams' characters. And at one point, throughout the whole thing, his character is known for being quite a dickhead. And he dominates a lot of the discussions because he's very intelligent, but because he's such a dickhead, he's always trying to redirect the conversation in a direction to try and make it as uncomfortable for the other parties as possible so that they'll leave him alone. And he's always outsmarting people in this way and trying to find their weaknesses, what makes them most uncomfortable. And he's trying to do that to Robin Williams to get him to leave him alone, because Robin Williams is a therapist and Matt Damon is a Boston Southie tough guy who thinks therapists are for, cowards and all that. And Robin Williams is trying to break through to him. So it stays on one side, the camera stays on one side for them, until Robin Williams finally figures out Matt Damon's character's weakness and hits him with a line he wasn't expecting. And the camera legitimately goes behind Robin Williams' head to switch to the other perspective. It pans behind him. And that is... I really love that. And I say that like knowing I'm not like a film guru. I'm no genius film critic. I enjoy movies a lot, but that kind of thing is ordinarily like the precise touches of editing I miss, you know? They go over my head.
Mm-hmm.
I'm too dumb for them. But that one is good on levels that even I can notice.
Yeah, the thing is, I have been blessed with a mostly freaking, whatchamacallit, a utilitarian mind, I guess. So I don't see any artistic input. I just see how it was put together because that's what I want to know. That's what I enjoy. I like seeing people put shit together. Just the other day, I watched an hour-long video of a guy putting together a freaking IKEA case. It wasn't an IKEA case; he made it from scratch, but you know, the basic idea. And I enjoyed it because I like seeing how things are put together. I like being behind the scenes, but I don't. I'm not good when it comes to seeing what the input was, what they would have thought while doing it.
All right, well, I guess
So, like, I can tell. Yeah,
I guess it's
Yeah.
difference in tastes.
I couldn't understand that. You got out for me.
Just keep going with what you're going to say. I said something really basic.
I wasn't going to say anything.
Oh, shit. Well, now we've reached an impasse.
Yeah.
Right, so King's Speech is all around a great movie. Colin Firth puts in one hell of a performance. And Jeffrey Rush is like... Colin Firth puts in more of a kind of like honest, vulnerable kind of performance. He's portraying a guy who has spent most of his life thinking very, very poorly of himself very, very well. Which is interesting to see a guy who like thinks he's the absolute shits and he's part of the British royal family, you know? In a time period where that actually meant something. And Jeffrey Rush doesn't put in so vulnerable a performance, but he still puts in a really good one. He plays a fun mentor. The one potential flaw you could say the movie has is that it's not very historically accurate in some regards. There's one scene in particular where they figure out that like people who stutter typically don't stutter when they're cursing. So Jeffrey Rush gets King George the fucking Sixth, actual real life king of Britain during World War II, to go fuck, 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 fuck. And it's like, you know what? Even if this did happen, the British royal family is not going to admit that it happened. And yeah, apparently the British royal family, well, not the British royal family, they actually seemingly just didn't comment on the movie whatsoever. I'd imagine it would have been really trippy for Queen Elizabeth II considering it's her dad in the movie, but you know.
Yeah.
But like, the family of the mentor, the speech therapist, specifically said they thought most of the movie was bullshit, and that while the speech therapist and King George VI were great, great friends, they don't think they would have bucked tradition in the ways they did in the movie. And this is one of those cases where I'm kind of fine with the movie being historically inaccurate.
Right.
At least part of it is because a lot of the movie goes out of its way to try and subvert typical British pompousness, particularly as regards to like royal family and such. And I think that's really fun. But it is what it is. I could see where someone who's actually British might be insulted by this movie. Or they might think it's hilarious.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, if I watched a movie of FDR sitting in his wheelchair going fuck, 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 I'd probably find it pretty funny. I got to play a couple video games. Got to play the first Dark Souls. I did play it once a long time ago. I was not able to remember most of it. As it turns out, a couple things that happened while I was playing the first time made me not very well prepared for trying it again. Because the second boss in the game, the first real one, you fight him, he's a big dude with a big fucking hammer. You fight him on a tiny bridge. Now, the first time I tried to play through Dark Souls, when I got to that boss, I went up to him, I stabbed at him, he did a little back jump, a little backdash to get away from me stabbing at him. There's one problem. He's a big dude. It's a tiny bridge. So, legitimately, the boss fight started. I slashed at him. He threw himself off the bridge, killing himself. And I just got the big, good old Dark Souls boss defeated text. And this time, that did not happen. So he killed me 3 times before I finally figured out, oh, I should probably actually beat this guy.
Yeah, you're just not giving me Neo PTSD. Bloody hell, do I hate that one freaking Oni.
Oh, it's PTSD for you and me. It's going to become the future for Pink. We're going to subject him to this shit.
The PSP PTSD will be interesting.
So, other than that, Dark Souls has a really good feel in certain areas. I always notice that when I play Dark Souls. But, like, even though it's supposed to be, like, stupid difficult, right? It's one of those games where you figure out very easily how you fucked up. Which is always a good thing to have with any game, regardless of, like, how difficult it is, you know?
Right.
And, like, I actually, when I was I was posting on Discord the other day, before I got to the first boss fight, the second boss fight, mind you, I said, wow, this game's surprisingly easy. So, it's not so rough as it could be. And does Addy want to finally fucking give me creative?
Are you? Oh.
I've been right here the entire time, jackass.
Come through your house.
But the interesting thing I always find about Souls games, they're always very good about weapon variety and weapons actually doing different things. And this is partially because this game, Dark Souls came out at the same time as Skyrim, right? And we've all played Skyrim here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I played the but still, yeah.
So when you play Skyrim, it doesn't matter what sword or weapon you pick up, your character flails. That's it. And Dark Souls, no. Each of the weapons, obviously the different kinds of spear are going to generally have the same similar setup, though some have some unique moves. But spears, swords, there are several different varieties of swords that all differ heavily in how they are handled. All differ heavily in movesets. And some of them are pretty ridiculous. I found out, if you get a spear, you can just use the spear and a shield at the same time. And the thing is, the shield, for the default class that you start the game off with, you are given a shield that blocks all damage. No chip. So, as long as your stamina can maintain, you are a wall of death.
Yeah, I was going to say you're using the freaking
Spartan? Spartan?
Yeah, no, it was Greek. I'm pretty sure because it was used by Alexander.
Hoplites? Or hoplites, whatever.
Oh, the bloody... I knew the name of the thing. And now I forgot. I had a freaking... This is the one thing I remember from 9th grade because I had to do a last-minute freaking presentation on it. Bloody hell.
Javelins?
Phalanx.
Phalanx.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I got what you're talking about.
Yeah, roughly along those lines. Also, this is something, Addy, you played at least a little bit out of some Souls game at some point, right?
I played Neo, I played Lords of the Fallen, and I've also played parts of Dark Souls 1, actually.
Okay, for curiosity...
I was in the beta for the remaster, so...
Yeah. So, one mechanic I find really interesting in Dark Souls is the ability to at any time switch between one-handing your weapon and double-handing it.
I did not find that option.
Really? Because it's one of the face buttons. That's the only thing that triangle or Y do, is swap between one-handed
I
and
don't think I
two-handed weapons.
checked triangle or Y.
Oh, so I assume Neo has no equivalent.
I was too busy trying to shoot people with the bow that they give you.
Oh, you picked a bow character to start off with? Interesting choice. So I assume Neo has no equivalent mechanic for double-handing versus one-handing?
Oh great, I've gone deaf.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Bye, Addy. We'll see Addy whenever he comes back. So every weapon in the game, in Dark Souls, you can swap between one-handing it and two-handing it, which I assume is not a mechanic that is in Neo, based on Addy not responding to that, or not saying that it was there.
I just got back into the land of the hearing, so
Yeah,
Welcome back.
I know
I don't know
this.
what.
But the double-handing mechanic, it's kind of interesting. Because, I mean, on its face, the obvious thing is, like, switching between being able to deal slightly more damage and having a shield, right?
Yeah.
But it also, I think, on several weapons actually decreases the amount of recovery time as well. Which makes sense, of course. With two hands, you're going to be able to hold it better. So you're not going to swing so wildly. So it's kind of an interesting setup for offense versus defense.
Yeah, in Neo, the gameplay mechanic they have is you have three stances: one low, one mid, one high, and each weapon does different attacks based on your stance, and you have to decide which stance to use. High is the most damaging, but the slowest. Low is the fastest, but the least damaging.
Does it have anything to do with blocking? Like, can you block low, block high?
Can you block what?
Does it have anything to do with blocking? Does it have where, like, you can block low, block high, block medium?
You got the same pace,
Fuck
place, but
me.
no, it doesn't have anything to do with blocking. Blocking is just a thing that you do.
Okay. Because, like,
It's separate from that.
a big problem I found I had with Dark Souls, where I sucked the first time, I was dodge rolling everywhere. It's like, nope, dodging actually not great. You want to
Yeah,
block.
in Neo, at least with the build that I run, you have to dodge every 2 seconds because the thing is, they set it up so your stamina decreases rapidly, but there's a part where you can either block or dodge with the skill that I have, and you recover your stamina, or at least a bit of it. And so, basically, every fight is just me dual wielding katanas, slashing away at a demon, dodging every 2 seconds.
You know, I haven't tried an agility-heavy character in Dark Souls, and presumably it's going to take me a while to do it. But it might be something similar to that. I will say, one thing that's really neat about Dark Souls is changing your active set for weapons and armor will change how heavy your character is. And this can yield some amusing results. Like, you get two weapon slots for each hand. So I put 2 shields in my offhand slot, and instantly my character went up a weight class. Despite the fact I was not carrying both shields in that hand at the same time, it was just quick swap, but still adding that extra shield moved me up to heavyweight. But the really interesting part of that mechanic is, if you make your character heavy, your dodge rolls get much worse. Like, the heavy guy dodge roll is honestly kind of hilarious, because he dives forward and tucks his head in and just lands hard on his back and takes a while to get up like a turtle. And that's your dodge roll. In contrast with, like, if you were wearing nothing, then your character instantly rolls. Like a... I can't think of a good way to say that. It's an instant roll. Fuck it. Pretty much. But the thing to make up for it, if your character is heavy, he takes way less hit stun. And I think if you get into the heaviest weight class, he just doesn't take hit stun at all. Which changes the experience for Dark Souls when someone just hits you and your character doesn't even twitch. It's like that one, have I ever showed you guys that one comic? Oh, hang on, I'm going to go get it.
All right.
Okay, it's. Have you guys ever seen that one awkward zombie comic, the No Damage comic?
I don't know.
I think I've brought it up on the podcast before, but if I have, I'm doing it again. That's one of my favorites. I love Awkward Zombie. That's one of my favorites.
I actually don't think I've seen that before.
I love how the spearman shits his pants when he gets close. And the little
Yeah,
sword.
we all aspire to be Fire Emblem characters,
Ah,
or at least I do.
all right.
I want to be a kawaii anime man who takes no damage whatsoever. I guess.
That's enough talking about Dark Souls for today. Gonna try and avoid spoiling too much for Pink, but yeah, I'm liking Dark Souls so far. Did I play anything else this week? I did. Hey, they released the Total War Warhammer 2 DLC, the Prophet and the Warlock. So,
Oh man.
it's a new Lizardman Legendary Lord. The Prophet, Ten Halloween. You say that 5 times fast. His whole thing is he's a Lizardman prophet who showed up and he was like, hey, God says we should kill all the Skaven. And some of the Lizardmen were like, yeah! And some of the Lizardmen were like, no. And his whole thing is, well, for one, he has a whole mechanic where he can, after every battle, after every city taken, he gathers what are called sacrifices, which is people that presumably are taken hostage. And you build up a bank of sacrifices. I'm not for sure yet. This might just be only for when you get Skaven. I haven't tested if you can do it with anyone else. That would change things a little bit. But you have a whole, like, little shop that you spend sacrifices to get things from. And I've got the hiccups right now, which is impeding my ability to talk. But you can do things as simple as, oh, all units and all of my armies now have +10 to armor. Or, I can now summon hordes of snakes in battles. One of the upper tier ones, legitimately, is just buying it forces a race war between all Lizardmen and all Skaven on the map. Even if they're formally at peace, even if they're formally allies, a race war is forced between all Lizardmen and all Skaven on the map.
Perfect.
And at first I was like, oh, calling it race war. I guess that's what the community's calling it now. Then the fucking community manager for Creative Assembly called it the race war. In all caps with the trademark behind it. So, that's Ten Halloween's thing. They added a couple new Lizardmen units, like lizards that breathe fire, and angry geckos with big clubs.
Nice.
And then the Skaven also got an update. They got a new guy, Ikit Claw, who is the leader of, like, the most technologically focused of the Skaven. And he starts between Spain and Italy, basically, on the Warhammer map. His whole thing is, for one thing, he gets a lab that allows him to upgrade units, blah, 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 boring, boring, boring. So they added a new mechanic for the Skaven that allows them to build cities in other people's cities. Since the Skaven are all living in the sewers and the tunnels and shit, right? You guys have played Vermintide.
Yeah.
So you can now
It's also
build...
on Game Pass.
Yes.
Vermintide is.
Oh, if we're keeping Game Pass for a long time, we need to go back to Vermintide. After we're done with some stuff we're working on now. We've got a lot we're banking on with Game Pass.
After we're done with you two funneling money to me so I can buy a new PC.
Right.
So you can build cities in people's cities, which is already crazy enough from a strategy game perspective. But Ikit gets a unique thing. In the cities, built within the cities, he can build a nuclear fucking bomb. And he can just build a city in your city and build a nuclear bomb in it. And that's a rude awakening right there, man.
And it's not your city anymore. When it's not your city anymore when he releases the nuke.
No, it is not. It is super strong. It not only wipes out the entirety of the town, it will wipe out any army. It will wipe out the town itself, all the buildings in it. It will no longer belong to you. It will be changed out for ruins, and it will wipe out the entirety of the armies that are living in it. And any armies in the vicinity of it. Ikit Claw does not fuck around. They also gave the Skaven a couple new units. Skaven now get kind of weird pseudo motorcycles that are more like giant blenders that they ride on the back of. They get Gatling guns, which in this case are called Rattling guns. And they get snipers. And the snipers, as it turns out, are a huge balance problem right now. Because they're the first instance we've got of snipers in this game. Turns out they can annihilate basically any other infantry unit from any range, pretty much.
I believe it.
Good. Balance as all things should be.
I mean, the Skaven are all about, like, low ability to take damage, high ability to deal damage out. If we ever get around to recording Total War Warhammer for the channel, we're probably going to play Skaven. So, fair warning, I'm going to be bringing a lot of guns, because Skaven suck at taking hits.
Well, if I were to play Total War Warhammer, I would probably go with the Skaven or the Gnomes. I forget what they're called.
Dwarfs, not gnomes. You made me choke on that.
No, not the dwarfs. I mean the other one, the halflings.
The halflings haven't been added yet. We don't know if they'll be added ever, but they need to be added eventually. They need to be added. Amusingly enough, gnomes actually just recently got made canon in Warhammer again.
I was about to say I want them to add gnomes now so I can gnome people, but because my army is not a gnome, it's a gnarf.
Jesus, that's a little funny story actually, because gnomes existed way back in the old Warhammer tabletop game. But they decided to remove them somewhere in the 90s because they thought they were too goofy and they wanted Warhammer to be all serious. Well, now Games Workshop, the guys who run the setting, nuked the setting and had Chaos win and kill everybody, which is the end times, Vermintide, as you guys saw. And now they just hand it off to whoever the fuck. And one of the people, whoever's in charge of making the tabletop role-playing game for it, was like, hey, fuck it, we're bringing gnomes back. Who's gonna tell us no? Not them.
Nobody.
Warhammer Fantasy has got to be one of the most amusing cases of, under its original creators, Warhammer Fantasy was treated like shit and kind of was shit in some regards. And now that the creators are like, fuck it, I don't want it anymore, it has gotten so much better. Because someone else is fucking handling it. I feel like there's a major example of a comic book character that is way better off when he's not under his original writer, but I can't think of who. Huh. Well, I'm willing to wager the majority of the characters coming out with now, but... whatever, it's irrelevant. So, the Warhammer 2 DLC, pretty fucking good. And the last thing I played this week, and this has just been the last day or two, I got to play Mortal Kombat 9 for the first time in forever, because my family's going through and playing Mortal Kombat 9 and Mortal Kombat 10 to get ready for Mortal Kombat 11 on Tuesday. I forgot how much fun Mortal Kombat 9 is. I didn't spend much time with it back in the day. Because Mortal Kombat, this is kind of a weird story, but Mortal Kombat 9 was basically the first game I ever pre-ordered. I think, by and large, Mortal Kombat 9 was the reason I got my Xbox 360. And I got it, I pre-ordered it, it came in the mail, I started it, and being like 12, and also being a gigantic, among other things, prude and rule follower, I found out, oh, every woman on this roster is incredibly naked, and they took out the no blood and gore mode, and I sold it on eBay over that. Because I was fucking dumb. I picked up MK9 again several years later. It probably would have been 2015 or 2016. and actually properly finished it that time. But other than that, I didn't put much time into it. Certainly not as much as I put in MKX. Where MKX I put in an absurd amount of time. But yeah, going back and playing MK9 now, it's a really fun fighting game. MKX, I think, had a problem that MK9 doesn't so much, where sometimes with fighting games, the longer they last as a series, the more they try to streamline the roster. I don't know if you've ever noticed this with some games, Addy, but like it feels like characters lose unique inputs they used to have for their moves in favor of like just giving them a Hadouken. Or they lose weird things on their moveset. Like, Mortal Kombat 9 is not huge on too big of weird things. Outside of, there are some classic Mortal Kombat inputs in there that are a little weird. Scorpion's old spear, still back X in that game. That's weird, having a backdash input on the spear. I'm used to MKX where it's, back forward. And good God, Liu Kang's bicycle kick. Do you remember what the old Liu Kang bicycle kick input was, Addy?
I never played Liu Kang. I only ever played Ermac and freaking Sub-Zero and... Who the bloody hell else? Scorpion, Noob.
The ninjas, basically?
Yeah, the ninjas, Kano, Baraka, and freaking Moraicho.
Huh. Hey, they brought Boraicho back in MKX. He'll have a chance in the future. But, yeah, the input for bicycle kick in MK9 is back, forward, B. 3 directions. You will be going back to neutral on your left stick 3 times in that input. That's
Oh,
weird.
you play fighting games with a stick? Fighting...
Certain games. MK9, yes, because you haven't played MK9. Wait, have you played MK9? Addy?
No, I haven't.
MK9, for whatever reason, doesn't like the D-pad, so you have to go with the stick.
Because, yeah, like, the only stick use I can tolerate with fighting games is an arcade stick. Because I haven't tried it yet, so I can't say if it's better or worse than a D-pad.
Well, I mean, the thing is, I have to use the stick on playing on Xbox because the D-pad is in such an awkward position on the Xbox controller.
Dude, the D-pad sucks on the Xbox 360 controller, and I still played fighting games with it.
Yeah.
I played Tekken Tag with it. I made a freaking third than Jack quit with the 360 D-pad.
I do not want to play Tekken Tag 2 on the D-pad. Fuck that. Anyways, yeah, Mortal Kombat 9's also got some, like, even, like, on a technical level, it's really weird. Because, like, Pink, you've played Injustice, so you know that, like, broadly speaking, NetherRealm has a certain formula they stick to with fighting game combo structure, and that every character is going to have, like, do a normal chain, have a special move that links the normal chain into another normal chain, and then do a special move that ends it, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right, and that's kind of the thing that Mortal Kombat's stuck with this entire time. Mortal Kombat 9 did not really do that in kind of odd ways. Because, like, there's Liu Kang, who none of the Liu Kang specials are linkers at all. All of them are enders. But to make up for it, every one of Liu Kang's normals is cancelable into specials. Then in the complete opposite direction, there's, who was it I played first? Sub-Zero had, like, I don't think any of Sub-Zero's normal chains, like, you have to cancel them midway through. You can't cancel them at the end. So there's some oddities like that. And Kung Lao, whose moveset, his normal moves absolutely suck ass. But his specials are really fucking good. And every single Kung Lao special there is in the game is a linker. All of them. He's got more linking than fucking Sub-Zero. Another thing that NetherRealm hadn't really developed, like, NetherRealm now has the pattern of a special move will not be a linker unless you spend meter for it. Outside of, like, oddball occasions like, wasn't Captain Cold's floor freeze a linker even without meter burn?
Yes.
So yeah, there's an oddball there, and that's pretty much the entire balancing reason why they let Captain Cold suck. Is because, he gets free meterless combo linkers. Like, MK9 free meterless combo linkers are everywhere. Rain has like 4 or 5 of them. It's so weird. And they very clearly did not figure out the concept of meter burns fully yet. Because in 9, majority of meter burns either just make a projectile go faster or make it deal more damage. And that's all it does. There are some moves that are linkers normally without meter, and if you throw meter on them, they lose their linking properties. It's fucking weird. With that said, parts of that game still look hideous. Like, this was very early in NetherRealm's HD. This was probably... MK vs. DC was their first HD game, and MK vs. DC had some hilariously bad models. MK9, Kung Lao looks terrible. All of the women look just awful in the face. Like, well, except for Shiva. Shiva looks fine. Out of all the women in the game, Shiva is the one who's like, yeah, I'll accept her. Somehow the one who's actually a monster girl is the least monstrous.
something that by Snoo.
I'm pretty sure Shiva has a big base for that. And Sonya looks, oh my god. And the costumes for the women are just the worst. They all are strippers. All of them. Have you guys seen MK9 Sonya?
Nope.
I have. I don't remember her, but I have.
Okay. Let me put things in perspective first. Let me get a picture of Sonya from MKX.
Old school freaking trainer Sonya, if that's what you're going to post.
Oh, I mean, Trainer Sonya works, but I was going to go with MKX Sonya because that's my favorite Sonya design. Because, hey, I'm biased. Which is unfortunate because MKX Sonya is my least favorite to play. Ah, shit, Google. I hate when Google gives me the mile-long hyperlinks. Okay, you guys wait for just a little bit longer.
No problem.
But it's something they really went out of their way to overhaul for X and 11. And thank God. Like, I was genuinely embarrassed. I forgot MK9 had the ridiculous outfits. I was genuinely embarrassed when I turned the game on to play with my family, and then the very first thing that happened was my family, the very first character that got picked was like, oh, Shiva. It was Shiva. Shiva's design in Mortal Kombat 9 is the stripperiest any stripper design has ever gotten. It is legitimately, she's got a strap over each nipple, and they merge to form one strap over her vagina. That's all she gets for a costume. That's not just perverted, that's lazy. Whoever drove that needed to be fired. So there's Mortal Kombat X Sonya. And let me find... Oh, yeah, there we go. Now, let me... Give me a full body shot. Let's just see how awful it is altogether. Yeah, well, I guess that's the best I'm getting. But it... it just makes me angry. Makes me make angry video game nerd noises. There you go. And there's her Mortal Kombat 9 design. And what you can see is she's also bearing her midriff.
I was kind of assuming.
I mean, hey, if all else fails, she can strangle people with her boobs. I guess. I don't know.
Can't forget that either. Now's another thing in Mortal Kombat 9. Every female character had a massive chest. All the male characters were cut like Randy Orton. They were not very good with differentiating body types in that game.
But yeah, you had... For females, you had Shiva, and then Kitana, I think.
Shiva, Katana, Melina, Jade, Sindel.
No, I mean
Scarlet.
for body types. I mean for body types.
Well,
You
I
had
mean,
those for males. You had Johnny Cage. That's it.
yeah.
Who you are? You are Johnny Cage.
Even Goro is Johnny Cage. He's just Johnny Cage with an extra set of arms.
He's Johnny Cage with Hawk arms. Like you know those freaking boxing gloves or whatever you want to call them, the Hawk things that they sell for children. He just has those on, and then he has them strapped together with another pair that's just flying in the air.
He put them on bungee cords. He put the second set of gloves on bungee cords.
Yeah.
He has to shake his hips to get them moving. Alright. Mortal Kombat X was a fucking saving grace in character design and graphics, and Mortal Kombat 11 is vastly improving on it. Because I loved X's looks, but it was a little cartoony, and 11's going back to realism. And I appreciate some cartoony design sometimes, but X, it just kind of looked weird. Now, with that said, I think we can call that a podcast.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds good.
Addy? Put me fucking back in creative mode. Also say bye. I got 2 demands for you. I got 2 demands for you, Addy. I need you
Suck
to
it.
say bye. Oh, damn it.
You walked into that one.
I literally did. Go.
Bye.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah! Everybody cheer! Woo!
Woo!
All right. Do you want to blow this up now?
Detonate it while we're still on recording.
Let's all get it together so we can put it on recording.
Yeah,
Pink,
I'm
turn up to
coming
me.
up to the castle.
I'm already with you.
Where are you? Oh,
Hi there.
I'll get out here somewhere. To get behind safety. All right, are we
Behind
ready?
safety.
Are ready for the doof to begin? The water cottage. Shit. There we go.
There we go.
Play a symphony in the background. Oh!
It's just
The
gonna be
dude
there.
survived.
That's just there now.
I won't allow it. I have a lever. Go.
Just connected directly to that.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna have the video footage playing as we're talking.
There we go.
I'm basically doing Addy's job now. Somebody send me the recording and I'm just gonna stick Discord audio over it. But unlike Addy, I won't bother with editing because I'm an asshole. There we go. My front lawn has been annihilated. But
Fantastic.
if someone would put me in creative, I'd like to blow away everything else underneath my house. And also, we'll go ahead and wrap this podcast. See you later, folks.